Chapter 2078. While Mo Qingyun and the other two were recuperating, the others came out one after another and looked at Mo Qingyun in surprise. They were not surprised that Nan Shi and Yuan Huaqing of the Nine Temples had completed the assessment. After all, their abilities were obvious to all. However, they were surprised that Mo Qingyun had also completed the assessment so quickly. It was something that no one had expected. In their opinion, this guy who had been picked on by Wang Chong and the others should have been eliminated directly. But now he had actually passed the assessment first. Wasn't this too abnormal? That kid seems to have some ability. He actually passed the first round of assessment so quickly. Of course, if he didn't have the ability, how would he dare to challenge Elder Wang Chong? Did you hear that? Nan Shi of the Nine Temples just said that the kid was the first to pass the assessment. First? He's the first? Did you hear that wrongly? A true man doesn't show his true colors. We have underestimated him previously. Knowing that Mo Qingyun was the first to come out, everyone was even more shocked. They all looked at Mo Qingyun in a new light. While everyone was talking, a beautiful figure came in the crowd. It was Zheng Xinhan who had passed the first round of assessment. When Zheng Xinhan saw Mo Qingyun, she immediately revealed a joyful expression and quickly walked towards Mo Qingyun. When Zheng Xinhan walked towards Mo Qingyun, Wang Jichuan had also passed the assessment. His gaze fell on Zheng Xinhan. When he saw Zheng Xinhan walking towards Mo Qingyun, his face immediately turned cold. He quickly walked towards Zheng Xinhan. Xinhan, the second round of assessment is very dangerous. Come and find me when you enter the formation Beast Abyss. Wang Jichuan came in front of Zheng Xinhan and reminded her while looking at Mo Qingyun provocatively. Mo Qingyun did not pay any attention to Wang Jichuan's provocative gaze. He simply ignored Wang Jichuan. Young Master Wang, I appreciate your kindness, but I won't trouble you with my safety. Hearing Wang Jichuan's words, Zheng Xinhan smiled faintly and shook her head. She rejected Wang Jichuan tactfully and said, Mr. Mo has already promised me that he will protect me after we enter the abyss of the formation beasts. Wang Jichuan's expression became even more unsightly when he heard Zheng Xinhan, and he glanced at Mo Qingyun with disdain before he said, Xinhan, this kid is merely at the first level of the Nine Heavens' mysterious immortal realm. He's like a clay bodhisattva crossing a river. So how could he possibly have the ability to protect you? It's safer for you to follow me. I don't think so. Mr. Mo passed the test faster than us, which means that he's stronger than us. Zheng Xinhan refuted Wang Jichuan's words. She did not agree with Wang Jichuan. Seeing Zheng Xinhan's reaction, Wang Jichuan was a little anxious. He said to Zheng Xinhan again in a deep voice, Xinhan, this kid came out earlier than us. Maybe he was lucky and entered an extremely easy path of 10,000 formation. This kind of result can't be taken seriously. Hearing Wang Jichuan's twisted logic, Mo Qingyun could not help but laugh. His eyes were filled with disdain. The difficulty of the path of 10,000 formation was low. Wasn't this a joke? One had to know that the formation he encountered was a true saint formation. Seeing Wang Jichuan belittling him again and again, no matter how good Mo Qingyun's temper was, he could not take it anymore. He retorted, I'm sorry, when I came out of the path of 10,000 formation, there was no one here. Besides, you only came out now. This also shows your incompetence. It seems even more unsafe to follow you. Shut up, brat. Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Wang Jichuan's expression immediately turned ugly. He gnashed his teeth and glared at Mo Qingyun. After yelling at Mo Qingyun, Wang Jichuan was burning with rage. He directly threw a palm strike at Mo Qingyun. Wang Jichuan, stop. Seeing Wang Jichuan's action, Zheng Xinhan immediately shouted and blocked Wang Jichuan's attack. Seeing that his palm strike at Mo Qingyun had been blocked by Zheng Xinhan, Wang Jichuan was even more furious. At this moment, his jealousy towards Mo Qingyun had reached an unprecedented level. Zheng Xinhan had actually chosen to fight with him for Mo Qingyun. He couldn't accept such a thing. Thinking of this, Wang Jiechuan no longer hesitated and prepared to attack Mo Qingyun again. The commotion caused by Wang Jiechuan attracted the attention of the people from the 9 temples. They quickly came over. "Young Master Wang, please calm down." Yuan Huaqing arrived at Wang Jiechuan's side. He sneered and stopped Wang Jiechuan. Although Wang Jiechuan was displeased by Yuan Huaqing's actions, he still stopped. Yuan Huaqing stopped Wang Jiechuan, revealing a sinister smile. He coldly sized up Mo Qingyun and said, "Kid, don't go too far. You've offended too many people. It's not necessarily a good thing. It's not up to you to tell me what to do." Mo Qingyun unhappily retorted Yuan Huaqing's words. He glanced at Yuan Huaqing and the others and said, "If you want to fight, then come at me together. If you don't dare to fight, then immediately scram." Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, the faces of the people from the 9 temples darkened. They immediately prepared to attack Mo Qingyun. Mo Qingyun was too arrogant. They had to teach Mo Qingyun a lesson. The first round of the assessment is over. The second round begins. Just as Mo Qingyun and the others were about to draw their swords, a solemn voice entered their ears. As the voice spoke, the light screen at the entrance of the valley began to dissipate bit by bit. When the light screen disappeared, Mo Qingyun discovered that the point array plate had a connection with the formation beast abyss. It seemed that the colorful light screen was used to isolate the connection between the point's array plate and the formation beast abyss. Hearing this, the people from the 9 temples stopped. They decided to let Mo Qingyun go for the time being. In their opinion, it wouldn't be too late to deal with Mo Qingyun after entering the formation beast abyss. "Kid, just you wait. We'll deal with you once we're in the formation beast abyss." Wang Jiechuan and the others threw out a threat before activating the point's array plate and entering the formation beast abyss. "Mr. Mo, let's activate the point's array plate and enter the formation beast abyss." Seeing that Wang Jiechuan and the others had left, Zhang Xinhan reminded Mo Qingyun before activating the point's array plate. "Once we're in the formation beast abyss, you can contact me through the point's array plate. We'll meet up then." "Okay." Hearing Zhang Xinhan's words, Mo Qingyun nodded and accepted her suggestion. Just as Mo Qingyun nodded in response, Zhang Xinhan's figure disappeared and she entered the formation beast abyss. Seeing that Zhang Xinhan had entered the formation beast abyss, Mo Qingyun didn't think too much about it and immediately activated the point's array plate. After that, Mo Qingyun's figure flashed and vanished on the spot as well. Chapter 2079. Whoosh. Mo Qingyun's vision blurred. When he could see clearly again, he was already on a mountain peak. Mo Qingyun's appearance immediately attracted the attention of the formation beast on the mountain peak. It was a Saint Realm Eagle-type formation beast. Chirp! The Eagle-type formation beast noticed Mo Qingyun. It screeched and pounced on Mo Qingyun. When the Eagle-type formation beast was about to attack Mo Qingyun, a terrifying formation power fluctuation burst out from its body. Then, a holy formation burst out from the Eagle-type formation beast's body and enveloped Mo Qingyun. Saint Realm Formation Beast. Sensing the Eagle-type formation beast's aura, Mo Qingyun was shocked. His expression immediately turned solemn. He knew that it must be Wang Chang's doing. Otherwise, why would he appear in the area of the formation beast? Although he encountered a Saint Realm Formation Beast, Mo Qingyun did not panic. He faced it calmly. Although the formation beast was powerful, it was not as powerful as ZK and the others. It did not pose much of a threat to him. Heavenly Demon Star, Splitting Palm. Mo Qingyun didn't let his guard down in the slightest in the face of the incoming formation energy blades. He immediately struck out with his palm. A terrifying power of creation gathered on Mo Qingyun's palm and transformed into a gigantic palm that blotted out the sky. Under the bombardment of Mo Qingyun's palm, the array energy chi blade that was blasting towards him was completely disintegrated. Imperial Seal, Killing Spiritual Eye. After dissolving the Holy Formation's attack, Mo Qingyun did not stop attacking. He launched a soul attack on the formation beast. A terrifying soul power quickly blasted out from Mo Qingyun's left eye and turned into a mysterious mark. The soul mark flashed and blasted into the consciousness of the formation beast, causing its consciousness to pause. Then, the formation beast's body paused in midair. To Mo Qingyun's surprise, even though the formation beast was stunned, the Holy Formation's attack did not decrease. Formation beasts are really strange creatures. They can create formations in their bodies. Seeing this scene, Mo Qingyun revealed a shocked expression and couldn't help but sigh with emotion. Then, Mo Qingyun's expression turned serious. He carefully sized up the eagle-type formation beast. While Mo Qingyun was sizing up the formation beast, he was also thinking about how to kill it. This formation beast is constantly on the move. If I don't kill it, it will be difficult to break the holy formation in its body. As Mo Qingyun thought about it, he came up with a plan. Thus, he no longer showed any mercy. Based on the current situation, he had to kill the formation beast if he wanted to break the formation in its body. Mo Qingyun no longer hesitated and attacked the Saint Stage formation beast again. Imperial Seal killing Spiritual Eye. Another shocking soul power gathered in Mo Qingyun's left eye and turned into a soul mark. After the soul mark was formed, it flashed out of Mo Qingyun's left eye and blasted into the consciousness of the formation beast again. After being bombarded by the soul brand again, the formation beast immediately screamed and its body stopped once more. Ghastly shadow slash. Seeing that the formation beast's body had stopped, Mo Qingyun immediately took out the tiger soul and slashed at the formation beast. With Mo Qingyun's swing, Tiger Soul's blade shone with a dim light, and a huge saber radiance appeared. Under the attack of Tiger Soul, the eagle-type saint head was chopped off by Mo Qingyun. Although the formation beast's head was chopped off, the holy formation in its body did not stop operating. Seeing this, Mo Qingyun no longer hesitated and immediately broke open the formation beast's body. When the Sage Great Array beast's body was broken open, Mo Qingyun saw something that looked like an array disc inside its body. The formation in the formation beast's body was released by this formation plate to attack anyone who came close. Break! Looking at the formation plate in front of him, Mo Qingyun did not hesitate and slashed at it. A saber gleam with an even more threatening aura burst out from the tiger soul and struck the disc-like object. Bang! Under the powerful attack of the saber radiance, the formation plate was instantly blasted into pieces. Then, the Saint Great Array that enveloped Mo Qingyun disappeared in an instant. At this moment, a colorful streamer flew out of the formation beast's body and into Mo Qingyun's points array plate. Seeing this, Mo Qingyun immediately activated his points and checked his points. Points ranking. First place, Mo Qingyun, 1 billion points. Second place, Nine Temples Nanshi, 193,563 points. Third place, Yuan Huaqing, 165,687 points. As Mo Qingyun checked, the points of the candidates entered his field of vision one by one. The corners of Mo Qingyun's mouth curled into a faint smile when he saw this. He couldn't help but sigh. Although I encountered a little trouble, the harvest was very great. If Wang Chong hadn't teleported me here, it would have been very troublesome for me to find a Saint Stage Array beast. With my current points, it won't be easy for the others to catch up. Seeing the difference in points between himself and the others, Mo Qingyun's face was full of smiles. He began to contact Zheng Xinhan. Since the others have stabilized their points, I will find Zheng Xinhan first and slowly kill the formation beast to increase my points. Then, Mo Qingyun contacted Zheng Xinhan and discussed the rendezvous point with her. While Mo Qingyun and Zheng Xinhan were talking, some people who were paying attention to the rankings noticed Mo Qingyun's terrifying points. 1 billion points. How can Mo Qingyun's points be so high? 1 billion points. Did he kill a formation beast of the Saint Stage? This guy is too abnormal. I really don't know how this guy did it. No wonder he got first place in the first round. Too strong. It seems like there is no suspense about his ranking in the second round. Seeing Mo Qingyun's points ranking, everyone was shocked and lost the will to compete with Mo Qingyun. No, this can't be true. He is only at the first level of the 9 heavens Xian immortal realm. How could he kill a formation beast of the saint stage? After discovering Mo Qingyun's points, Wang Jichuan showed a crazy expression. He was unwilling to believe such a result. This news was too much of a shock to him. It made him feel like there was a huge rock in his heart. Previously, he was still thinking of finding an opportunity to kill Mo Qingyun in the formation beast abyss. Now, it seemed like his idea was going to fall through. Since Mo Qingyun could kill a formation beast of the saint stage, it meant that he had the strength of a saint stage expert. This was definitely something that he could contend with. Not only that, Wang Jichuan was also worried that if Mo Qingyun encountered him, he might take revenge. Chapter 2080. No, I can't just sit here and wait for my death. I have to find Mo Qingyun's weakness. After calming down the panic in his heart, Wang Jichuan's mind quickly turned, thinking about how to guard against Mo Qingyun's revenge. After pondering for a while, Wang Jichuan really thought of a way. His expression gradually became ferocious. Zheng Xinhan, since I can't have you, no one else can. Mo Qingyun seems to care about you. If you fall into my hands, let's see what Mo Qingyun can do to me. With this thought in mind, Wang Jichuan no longer hesitated and immediately went to find Zheng Xinhan. Mo Qingyun did not know that because of his unintentional action, Wang Jichuan was going to deal with Zheng Xinhan. After killing the eagle-type Saint Realm Formation beast, Mo Qingyun did not stop and went to meet up with Zheng Xinhan. However, Mo Qingyun did not go far before a Saint Realm Formation beast blocked his path. The Saint Realm Formation beast's strength was much stronger than the previous one. It was close to the intermediate Saint Realm. Let's fight. Looking at the Saint Realm Formation beast in front of him, Mo Qingyun did not waste any time and directly attacked it. Facing Mo Qingyun's attack, the Saint Realm Formation beast immediately activated the formation and fought with Mo Qingyun. Although the Saint Realm Formation beast was strong, it was not as strong as ZK and the others. In the end, it died at the hands of Mo Qingyun. After killing the Saint Realm Formation beast, Mo Qingyun's points soared again and instantly rushed to 2 billion. Mo Qingyun's points soared and caused an uproar again. Everyone was shocked. Am I seeing things? Mo Qingyun's points reached 2 billion? Does this guy only kill Saint Realm Formation beasts? Isn't his strength too terrifying? The number of Saint Realm Formation beasts in the Formation Beast Abyss is limited. He can't keep encountering them. There must be a problem. As long as you think about it, you will know that Mo Qingyun was tricked and sent to the Saint Realm Formation Beast area. The person who set up Mo Qingyun would never have dreamed that Mo Qingyun could easily kill a Saint Realm Formation beast. There's no need to think about it. The first place of this Great Void Array Conference will be Mo Qingyun. Seeing the change in Mo Qingyun's points, while everyone was shocked at the same time and lost the will to compete with Mo. There was no other way, the gap. There was no comparison. 2 billion points, he killed another Saint Realm Formation beast. How can this guy be so strong? Seeing the change in Mo Qingyun's points, Wang Jichuan's heart sank, and his face became even uglier. I have to find Zheng Xinhan as soon as possible. Otherwise, if she meets up with Mo Qingyun, I won't have a chance. Fortunately, Mo Qingyun is now entangled with the Saint Realm Formation beast. Thinking of this, Wang Jichuan quickened his pace, seizing the time to inquire about Zheng Xinhan's whereabouts. Mr. Mo is so powerful. He can even kill a Saint Realm Formation beast so easily. Zheng Xinhan didn't know that Wang Jichuan had already come to find her. Seeing Mo Qingyun's points skyrocket, she admired Mo Qingyun even more. She said happily, when I meet up with Mr. Mo, with his help, I will definitely be able to pass the second round of the assessment easily. How can this guy's points increase so quickly? Seeing the change in Mo Qingyun's points, Yuan Huaqing's face turned cold, and his expression became a little ferocious and terrifying. He had originally thought that in this year's Great Void Array Conference, his opponent would be the Nine Temples Nanshi. In the end, Mo Qingyun had appeared, and his methods were even more ruthless than the Nine Temples Nanshis. He had immediately lost his chance to compete for first place. First place is mine. No one can take it from me. Yuan Huaqing thought for a moment, then stopped hesitating. His face darkened even more. Mo Qingyun, you're forcing me to do this. I didn't want to lay my hands on a woman, but now I have no other choice. Green Eagle, Zheng Xinhan of the Vermilion Bird Tribe. If you want to blame someone, blame Mo Qingyun. He shouldn't have taken first place from me. After saying these cold words, Yuan Huaqing also went to find Zheng Xinhan, preparing to make a move on her. He said smugly, after I capture Zheng Xinhan, I'll blackmail Mo Qingyun into accumulating points for me. At that time, I'll see who can compete with me. I, Yuan Huaqing, will definitely take first place in this year's Great Void Array Conference. As Wang Jichuan and Yuan Huaqing searched for Zheng Xinhan, Mo Qingyun's points skyrocketed. In just a day's time, Mo Qingyun's points had broken through the 10 billion mark. This meant that Mo Qingyun had killed a total of 10 Sage Realm Formation beasts in a day's time. Such a terrifying record was enough to make everyone tremble in fear. At this moment, in a forest in the abyss of formation beasts, a beautiful figure was fighting a third-level 9 Heavens Arcane Immortal Formation beast. The two were locked in battle. This beautiful figure was Zheng Xinhan, whom everyone had been searching for. When the battle entered the middle of the day, a man with a gloomy expression arrived. Found her. Seeing Zheng Xinhan in front of him, Wang Jichuan was pleasantly surprised, and a cold light flashed in his eyes. Then, Wang Jichuan's figure moved and flew quickly towards Zheng Xinhan. Xinhan, let me help you. Coming to Zheng Xinhan's side, Wang Jichuan's lips curled into a cold smile as he shouted at her. Hearing Wang Jichuan's words, Zheng Xinhan was a little surprised, but she didn't pay too much attention to it. She naturally wouldn't have thought that Wang Jichuan had come to find her this time to deal with her. Therefore, Zheng Xinhan wasn't on guard against Wang Jichuan's approach. Bitch, go to hell. Coming behind Zheng Xinhan, Wang Jichuan immediately struck out with his palm, directly hitting her back. Being hit by Wang Jichuan's palm, Zheng Xinhan was instantly sent flying and fell heavily on the ground. After killing Zheng Xinhan with one palm, Wang Jichuan didn't stop and quickly repelled the formation beast. After repelling the formation beast, Wang Jichuan sneered and walked towards Zheng Xinhan. Wang Jichuan, you're despicable and shameless. Looking at Wang Jichuan, who was slowly approaching her, Zheng Xinhan's pretty face was cold and her eyes were filled with anger. She never thought that Wang Jichuan would sneak attack her from behind. This was too sinister. Despicable and shameless? Hearing Zheng Xinhan's words, Wang Jichuan immediately revealed a complacent expression. He glanced at Zheng Xinhan and sneered. Things that are even more despicable and shameless have just begun. However, I dare to guarantee you that you will do something like this in the future. As soon as Wang Jichuan finished speaking, his figure moved and pounced towards Zheng Xinhan. Wang Jichuan, don't come over. Otherwise, don't blame me for being impolite. Looking at Wang Jichuan, who was rapidly approaching her, Zheng Xinhan's pretty face turned cold, and she warned in a cold voice. Chapter 2081. Blue Sky Vermilion Bird Slash. In the face of Wang Jichuan's attack, although Zheng Xinhan was seriously injured, she did not give up. Zheng Xinhan waved a long whip made of flaming feathers, which immediately blossomed with terrifying flames. The flames danced with the whip and turned into a flaming vermilion bird that flew towards Wang Jichuan. Seeing Zheng Xinhan's counterattack, Wang Jichuan's expression turned serious. He didn't dare to underestimate his opponent. Although Zheng Xinhan's cultivation wasn't as high as his, Zheng Xinhan's powerful bloodline made up for the gap between their realms. Raging Thunderstorm Array. Facing the flaming vermilion bird's attack, Wang Jichuan quickly took out an array disc and attacked Zheng Xinhan. The array disc left Wang Jichuan's hand and emitted a terrifying array power that enveloped Zheng Xinhan. When Zheng Xinhan was enveloped by the array disc, the flaming vermilion bird was also attacked by the array. Under the attack of the array, the flaming vermilion bird was quickly dispersed and turned into a ball of pure, immortal spiritual energy. Following the dissipation of the flaming vermilion bird, the array disc's target immediately became Zheng Xinhan. Balls of lightning and fire formed in the array and attacked Zheng Xinhan. Sacred Beast Protection. Facing the attacks of the balls of lightning and fire, Zheng Xinhan didn't dare to hold back and immediately used her innate ability. A terrifying flame energy burst out from Zheng Xinhan's body and enveloped her. Soon, the flame turned into the form of a vermilion bird and blocked the attacks of the balls of lightning and fire for Zheng Xinhan. Seeing Zheng Xinhan's action, Wang Jichuan's eyes were filled with envy. He couldn't help but sigh. As expected of the Green Eagle Vermilion Bird clan's genius, such a powerful bloodline ability is really enviable. Zheng Xinhan ignored Wang Jichuan's words and used all her strength to resist the attacks of her bloodline. Due to the forced use of her bloodline power, Zheng Xinhan's injuries became more serious and her face became paler. Seeing Zheng Xinhan like this, she shouldn't be able to hold on for much longer. Xinhan, you should give up resisting. You're no match for me right now. Seeing Zheng Xinhan's aura become weaker and weaker, Wang Jichuan showed a smug expression. It was as if Zheng Xinhan was already in his bag. The truth was indeed so. If nothing unexpected happened, Zheng Xinhan would not be able to escape today. Hearing Wang Jichuan's words, Zheng Xinhan's pretty face turned cold. She scolded angrily. Wang Jichuan, you despicable and shameless guy. You don't have to be so proud. Young Master Mo is already rushing here. He will be here soon. Just wait to be dealt with by him. Bitch, you forced me to do this. Upon hearing Zheng Xinhan's words, Wang Jichuan was immediately enraged. His face was filled with jealousy. Zheng Xinhan was about to die, but she was still thinking about Mo Qinyan. He couldn't stand it. At this moment, while Wang Jichuan were talking, a figure was rushing over. Seeing the figure approaching, Zheng Xinhan's expression immediately changed. She said excitedly, Wang Jichuan, Mr. Mo is here. Just wait for your death. Upon hearing Zheng Xinhan's words, Wang Jichuan's expression immediately trembled, his entire heart hanging in the air. If he didn't capture Zheng Xinhan, he wouldn't be able to make Mo Qinyan worry. He was no match for Mo Qinyan. Thinking of this, Wang Jichuan's heart sank. His mood was like ants on a hot pan. While Wang Jichuan's heart was in a mess, the figure came in front of him and looked at him coldly. However, when Wang Jichuan saw the other party's appearance, his heart relaxed. The person who came at this moment was not Mo Qinyan, but the genius of the Qimen clan, Yuan Huaqing. Young Master Yuan, I didn't expect to meet you here. What a coincidence. Looking at Yuan Huaqing in front of him, Wang Jichuan smiled politely and greeted him. Hearing Wang Jichuan's words, Yuan Huaqing didn't answer. Instead, he looked at Zheng Xinhan and said, Young Master Wang, I want this woman. Give her to me. Hearing Yuan Huaqing's words, Wang Jichuan's expression turned ugly. A strong sense of displeasure arose in him. He said with dissatisfaction, Young Master Yuan, you should know that I'm deeply in love with Xinhan. Your request is too much. He was still hoping that he could capture Zheng Xinhan and use her to threaten Mo Qinyan to save his life. Now, Yuan Huaqing was ordering him to hand her over. How could he agree to such a thing? Deeply in love. Hearing Wang Jichuan's words, Yuan Huaqing smiled disdainfully and retorted, If you were truly deeply in love, would you still make a move on her? Facing Yuan Huaqing's question, Wang Jichuan was speechless. He actually had no words to refute. I'll say it again. Give this woman to me. Otherwise, don't blame me for not giving you face. Seeing that Wang Jiechuan didn't refute, Yuan Huaqing's expression turned even colder. The tone of his voice was even more commanding. Seeing Yuan Huaqing's attitude, Wang Jiechuan's face darkened. A surge of fury rose in his heart, and he said, "Young Master Yuan, you know that your strength is formidable. But don't go too far. I, Wang Jiechuan, am not easy to bully either." In Wang Jiechuan's view, Yuan Huaqing won his life here. He could not shrink back in the slightest. "Then I'll have to offend you." Seeing Wang Jiechuan's response, Yuan Huaqing did not talk nonsense either and immediately made a move on Wang Jiechuan. Facing Yuan Huaqing's attack, Wang Jiechuan did not dare to be careless, controlling the array disc to blast out Yuan Huaqing. Paltry tricks. Facing Wang Jiechuan's array disc attack, Yuan Huaqing smiled contemptuously and also took out an array disc. Following that, the two people's array discs collided together, mutually destroying the other party's array formation. Wang Jiechuan shifted the array disc. Zhang Xinhan escaped, her body falling limply to the ground. This time, she had to thank Yuan Huaqing. If not for him coming, she would not have been able to hold on. Regarding Zhang Xinhan escaping the array formation, Yuan Huaqing and Wang Jiechuan did not care, continuing to fight each other on the side. In their view, with Zhang Xinhan's current state, she could not escape far. At this moment, while Yuan Huaqing and Wang Jiechuan were fighting, Mo Qingyun finally rushed over. When Mo Qingyun arrived, his figure flashed with extreme speed, arriving at Zhang Xinhan's side in the blink of an eye. "Miss Zhang, how are you?" Standing beside Zhang Xinhan, Mo Qingyun showed a nervous expression, asking about Zhang Xinhan's situation. Hearing Mo Qingyun's words of concern, Zhang Xinhan shook her head, revealing a faint smile, and said, "I'm fine. I'll be fine after adjusting my breath and recovering." Observing Zhang Xinhan's situation, Mo Qingyun's expression relaxed a little, confirming that Zhang Xinhan was indeed fine. After understanding Zhang Xinhan's injuries, Mo Qingyun looked at Wang Jiechuan and Wang Jiechuan, asking, "Your injuries were caused by the two of them?" "My injuries were caused by Wang Jiechuan's sneak attack." Zhang Xinhan's beautiful eyes were filled with anger, fiercely glaring at Wang Jiechuan, and pointed at Yuan Huaqing, saying, "If Yuan Huaqing did not want to capture me, causing the two of them to fight, I'm afraid I would have died in Wang Jiechuan's hands." Chapter 2082. Mo Qingyun. He's here. Seeing Mo Qingyun arrive, Wang Jiechuan's pupils went wide, a chill rising in his heart. Forget it that he failed to capture Zhang Xinhan, but the matter of injuring Zhang Xinhan was caught red-handed by Mo Qingyun. His luck was seriously too terrible. This action of his already crossed Mo Qingyun's bottom line. Mo Qingyun would not let him off to begin with. Looking at it now, it was even more impossible to forgive him. "Young Master Yuan, the two of us both made a move against Zhang Xinhan. Right now, only by joining hands can we preserve our lives." Wang Jiechuan's mind spun and immediately dragged Yuan Huaqing into the water, wanting to borrow Yuan Huaqing's strength to contend with Mo Qingyun. Seeing Wang Jiechuan's move, Yuan Huaqing's face darkened, his eyes revealing killing intent as he looked at the former. Wang Jiechuan's move was truly ruthless, directly trapping him, tying him and Wang Jiechuan together in the same boat. Regarding Yuan Huaqing's fury, Wang Jiechuan did not care in the slightest. Revealing a cold smile, he suggested, "Young Master Yuan, we're already grasshoppers on the same boat now. If you have any displeasure, you can wait until Mo Qingyun is repelled before talking. Now isn't the time to have internal strife." In Wang Jiechuan's view, if Yuan Huaqing did not help him, he would definitely die without a doubt. Either way, it was death either way. What else did he have to worry about? There was no need to worry about Yuan Huaqing's revenge. Hearing Wang Jiechuan's words, Mo Qingyun turned his head to look at Zhang Xinhan, wanting to know the specific situation of the matter. Under Mo Qingyun's gaze, Zhang Xinhan glanced at Yuan Huaqing, her pretty face becoming somewhat solemn as she said, Although I broke free of Wang Jiechuan's array formation because of Yuan Huaqing's action, Yuan Huaqing's objective here is indeed to capture me. I got it. After hearing Zhang Xinhan's words, Mo Qingyun had a rough idea in his heart. Looking at Wang Jiechuan duo with a cold gaze, he said, "Although I don't like to cause trouble, I'm absolutely not afraid of trouble. Since you guys provoke me time and time again, then don't blame me for being ruthless." 9x9 Heavenly Demon Sword Formation. Mo Qingyun waved his hand, and 81 Quasi-Saint swords immediately appeared around him. 81 ancient swords were summoned, forming a sword array and bombarding Wang Jiechuan and his companion. Attack! Seeing Mo Qingyun's actions, Yuan Huaqing didn't think too much about it and immediately reminded Wang Jiechuan. Under Yuan Huaqing's reminder, Wang Jiechuan took out an array disc and blasted it towards Mo Qingyun. Suddenly, a shocking wave of formation power came from Wang Jiechuan's formation disc. Yuan Huaqing didn't activate the array disc when he saw Wang Jiechuan take out the array disc because he was worried that the power of the array disc would clash. Indestructible Wonder Gate Seal. Yuan Huaqing's figure moved. He quickly formed a hand seal and blasted it towards Mo Qingyun. The moment the indestructible Wonder Gate seal left Yuan Huaqing's palm, it emitted a mysterious power, giving people a fleeting and erratic feeling. Facing Yuan Huaqing and Wang Jiechuan's joint attack, Mo Qingyun wasn't the slightest bit afraid. He divided his mind into two, dividing the 81 ancient swords into two groups. Under Mo Qingyun's control, the 81 ancient swords quickly formed two sword arrays, colliding together with the array disc and the indestructible Wonder Gate seal. Boom! Boom! Two loud sounds echoed out in succession. Wang Jiechuan and his companions' attacks were blocked. Under the powerful bombardment of the sword arrays, the array disc and the indestructible Wonder Gate seal's attacks were blasted apart very quickly. After repelling Wang Jiechuan and his companions' attacks, Mo Qingyun immediately followed up with a victorious pursuit, controlling the sword array to crush the two of them. Seeing Mo Qingyun multitasking and still being able to crush the two of them, Wang Jiechuan and his companions' faces immediately changed color. How? How can it be like this? How can his strength be so strong? Even Uncle's strength is inferior to his. Seeing himself in a perilous situation, Wang Jiechuan's mind was greatly shaken. He developed an intense fear of Mo Qingyun. He knew that Mo Qingyun's strength was very strong, but being strong to this extent still exceeded his expectations too much. At this moment, the feeling that Mo Qingyun gave him was like an undefeatable war god. Compared to Wang Jiechuan's shock, Yuan Huaqing wasn't much better. He was similarly greatly frightened by Mo Qingyun's strength. He had seen quite a number of Saint Realm powerhouses and had also exchanged blows with Saint Realm powerhouses many times. He had even defeated some Saint Realm powerhouses before. Therefore, he wasn't too surprised that Mo Qingyun killed a Saint Realm formation beast. With the strength that he possessed, if he encountered some weaker Saint Realm formation beasts, he also had the confidence to kill them. Therefore, he once thought that even if Mo Qingyun's strength was stronger than his, it shouldn't be too much stronger. Until now, when he fought with Mo Qingyun, he realized that he was greatly mistaken. Mo Qingyun's strength was much stronger than his. This won't do. Even if the two of us join forces, we won't be able to resist Mo Qingyun for too long. After witnessing Mo Qingyun's strength, Yuan Huaqing revealed an anxious expression. He reminded Wang Jiechuan, "We have to think of a way. Otherwise, if the battle drags on, one of us will definitely be killed." Hearing Yuan Huaqing's words, Wang Jiechuan glanced at Zhang Xinhan and said, "If we want to break the stalemate before us, we have to give it our all. One of us will desperately entangle Mo Qingyun, and the other will seize the opportunity to capture Zhang Xinhan. I will entangle Mo Qingyun. You go and capture Zhang Xinhan." Hearing Wang Jiechuan's suggestion, Yuan Huaqing agreed without hesitation. He let Wang Jiechuan deal with Zhang Xinhan. Now, he had no other choice. He could only give a try. After receiving Yuan Huaqing's agreement, Wang Jichuan nodded and immediately left the battle circle. Then, Wang Jichuan's figure flashed as he prepared to capture Zheng Xinhan. Seeing Wang Jichuan's actions, Mo Qingyun immediately guessed his thoughts. With a disdainful look, he said, "You're actually thinking of attacking others while fighting with me. You think too highly of yourself. Since you're in a hurry to jump out and die, I'll eliminate you first. Go Shadow Slash." As soon as Mo Qingyun finished speaking, he took out Tiger Soul and slashed at Wang Jichuan. A soul-stirring demonic aura erupted from Mo Qingyun's body and crushed towards Wang Jichuan. Under the crushing pressure of Mo Qingyun's demonic aura, Wang Jichuan's expression immediately trembled. Intense fear flashed in his eyes. However, before he could recover from his shock in his heart, his expression became even more horrified. This was because he discovered that 9 identical Mo Qingyuns were brandishing their blades at him at the same time. With his strength, he couldn't even block one Mo Qingyun. How could he block 9 of them? They must be illusions. It's impossible that all of them are real. Which one is the real one? Looking at the 9 approaching Mo Qingyun, Wang Jichuan's expression trembled. He was so anxious that cold sweat broke out on his forehead. Chapter 2083. Break for me. Wang Jichuan judged for a moment and also could not distinguish which one was the true body. He could only choose a phantom to attack. There was no choice. He already had no other choice but to choose to try his luck now. Puchi! Puchi! When Wang Jichuan blocked a phantom, the other 8 phantoms' attacks all bombarded his body. Being bombarded by the 8 phantoms, his body was instantly pierced through, directly chopped into pieces. 9. All 9 are real. Seeing such an outcome, Wang Jichuan's eyes opened wide, dying with remaining grievances. He never would have thought that the 9 phantoms derived from Mo Qingyun's attack actually all had attack power. Facing such an attack, he did not have the ability to resist at all. Following that, Wang Jichuan was filled with unwillingness, nursing a grievance under Mo Qingyun's blade. Seeing Wang Jichuan's outcome, Yuan Huaqing's expression immediately became greatly alarmed, his complexion becoming pale as paper. This divine ability was seriously too powerful. Even if it was him facing it, there would only be the outcome of being slaughtered. At the thought that he would be like Wang Jichuan, dying under Mo Qingyun's blade, Yuan Huaqing's complexion paled somewhat. At this moment, a wave of regret arose in his heart. If he had known earlier that it would be like this, he would not have provoked Mo Qingyun. At this moment, while Yuan Huaqing was shocked in his heart, several figures rushed over here with extreme speed. Among these people who came, Mo Qingyun knew a few. Zheng Xinhan had mentioned them to him before. After these people arrived, seeing the scene before their eyes, they immediately revealed astonished expressions. Yuan Huaqing? Mo Qingyun? It's actually them fighting here. Yuan Huaqing was too impulsive. He actually ran to provoke Mo Qingyun. Isn't that Wang Jichuan? His death is really miserable enough. Brother Yuan, what's going on here? Why did you start fighting with Mo Qingyun? At the sight of the scene before them, a few people who were close to Yuan Huaqing began to ask him questions. Under the crowd's questioning, Yuan Huaqing's expression was heavy as he said, "Previously, I saw Wang Jichuan bullying Miss Zheng, so I wanted to save her. Perhaps my words caused Miss Zheng to misunderstand, which led to Mo Qingyun wanting to avenge her." With a few words from Yuan Huaqing, he reversed right and wrong, turning himself from a bad person to a good person. One had to admit that this guy's eloquence. Hearing Yuan Huaqing's words, Tai Ching Han, who had a good relationship with him, walked up to Mo Qingyun and said, "Young Master Mo, since this is a misunderstanding, why don't you do me a favor and let it go? You know the situation? Are you just going to let this matter go?" In response to Tai Ching Han's question, Mo Qingyun's eyes were unfriendly, and he asked in a displeased tone. Under Mo Qingyun's questioning, Tai Ching Han was speechless. He glanced at Yuan Huaqing and said, "I believe in Brother Yuan's character. Since he said so, there must be no mistake." You believe him just because he said so? Do you still have a brain? Seeing Tai Ching Han's action, Mo Qingyun looked at him with disdain and mocked him. Then he said, "Also, what does it have to do with me if you believe him? Do I know you that well? Do you have a lot of face?" Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Tai Ching Han's face turned ugly, and his face kept twitching. Mo Qingyun was too arrogant. He didn't give him any face. He couldn't stand it. Mo Qingyun, since you're so stubborn, don't blame me for being rude. Tai Ching Han walked to Yuan Huaqing's side and glared at Mo Qingyun coldly, as if he was going to fight side by side with Yuan Huaqing. Seeing Tai Ching Han's actions, Nanshi and the others frowned slightly. No one knew what they were thinking. Mo Qingyun is in trouble now. Tai Ching Han is very strong. I heard that he's killed a Saint Realm expert before. That's right. Although Tai Ching Han's attainments and formations aren't as good as Nanshi and the others, he's much stronger. Mo Qingyun is in a bad situation facing Tai Ching Han and Yuan Huaqing working together. Seeing Tai Ching Han's actions, the surrounding people whispered. Mo Qingyun didn't care about the reaction of the people around him. He looked around and said, "Who else wants to be a busybody? Just step out. Mo Qingyun, will take care of all of you." Seeing Mo Qingyun's actions, the surrounding people were shocked again. Mo Qingyun's attitude was so strong. Did Mo Qingyun have something to rely on? At this moment, the crowd couldn't help but have such a thought. Then, the crowd became even more afraid of Mo Qingyun. No one dared to step out. A disdainful smile appeared on the corners of Mo Qingyun's mouth when he saw everyone's reaction. He turned to look at Yuan Huaqing and said, "Yuan Huaqing, your luck isn't bad. You found another person to accompany you in death." "Humph, you talk big. It's hard to say who will die with whom." Tai Ching Han snorted. His face darkened, and he took the lead to attack Mo Qingyun. Two extreme forces gathered on Tai Ching Han's hands and quickly formed a Tai Chi pattern. When this Tai Chi pattern was formed, it emitted a mysterious force that suppressed Mo Qingyun. This is the 8 trigrams tribe's supreme bloodline ability, life and death diagram. I didn't expect Tai Ching Han to inherit it. It said that when the life and death diagram enters the body, the soul will wander between life and death. Their consciousness will become muddled. I wonder if Mo Qingyun can block it. If he can't, he won't be able to escape today. Seeing Tai Ching Han's attack, the crowd was shocked. They were all worried for Mo Qingyun. Under everyone's worried gaze, Mo Qingyun's expression turned cold. A gray light flashed in his left eye. As the life and death diagram was an attack on the soul level, Mo Qingyun chose to use the soul ability to counterattack. Emperor Seal kills Spirit Eye. A strong soul power blasted out from Mo Qingyun's left eye and quickly formed an imprint. The soul imprint blasted out from Mo Qingyun's eye. It turned into a stream of light and instantly entered Tai Ching Han's head. After being hit by Mo Qingyun's soul attack, Tai Ching Han immediately cried out in pain. He was stunned on the spot. It was as if he had been petrified. He couldn't sense the outside world at all. Seeing Tai Ching Han's reaction, the crowd was confused. They didn't understand what was going on with Tai Ching Han. Plop! Under everyone's confused gaze, Tai Ching Han's body fell to the ground. There was no aura fluctuation from his body. Tai Ching Han was dead. He was killed in an instant by Mo Qingyun's gaze. Seeing such an outcome, the crowd was shocked. They looked at Mo Qingyun in fear. His strength was too terrifying. He was no longer on the same level as them. Chapter 2084. He was holding back. Yuan Huaqing's eyes widened when he saw that Mo Qingyun had defeated Tai Ching Han with a single glance. His face turned ashen. With Mo Qingyun's strength, Yuan Huaqing had no ability to resist at all. He would only end up being slaughtered. Yuan Huaqing understood the gap between himself and Mo Qingyun. He simply gave up resisting and looked at Zheng Xinhan with pleading eyes. "Miss Zheng, although I had bad intentions towards you before, I didn't hurt you. If I hadn't come, you might have been captured by Wang Jiechuan. I think I'm telling the truth." Zheng Xinhan nodded in agreement after Yuan Huaqing finished speaking. That was indeed the case. Seeing that Zheng Xinhan didn't refute, Yuan Huaqing's face lit up. He continued to defend himself. If you really want to talk about this, I saved you indirectly. Please see that I helped you and plead with Mr. Mo for me. Okay? Zheng Xinhan was stunned when she heard Yuan Huaqing's pleading. She looked at Mo Qingyun for help. Although Yuan Huaqing didn't have good intentions, his actions were good. He did help her unintentionally. It didn't seem right to continue trying to kill him. Leave this to me. You don't have to worry about it. Mo Qingyun smiled at Zheng Xinhan to comfort her. He looked at Yuan Huaqing and said, Yuan Huaqing, even if you hadn't appeared, Wang Jiechuan wouldn't have dared to do anything to Xinhan. He just wanted to use Xinhan to threaten me, just like what you think. Yuan Huaqing's face darkened when he heard Mo Qingyun's words. Obviously, Mo Qingyun had hit the nail on the head. When you had bad intentions, your ending was already decided. The two of them are waiting anxiously. You'd better accompany them. Pointing at Tai Qinghan's corpse, Mo Qingyun attacked Yuan Huaqing. He raised his hand and punched at him. A gigantic palm that blotted out the sky formed above Yuan Huaqing and came crashing down on him. Yuan Huaqing didn't wait helplessly in the face of the giant palm's crushing bombardment. He immediately counterattacked. Yuan Huaqing's body flashed quickly. He walked in the direction of the 9 temples and quickly formed hand seals. These hand seals were formed by Yuan Huaqing and were sent into the surroundings, forming a maze array formation. As the maze formation was formed, it emitted a powerful force to resist the giant palm that was crushing down from above. Boom! The massive palm slammed into the maze formation, resulting in a massive explosion and a terrifying storm of energy. In the blink of an eye, Yuan Huaqing and the maze formation were enveloped by the storm of energy. Seeing this scene, the surrounding people held their breaths. They were worried for Yuan Huaqing. Facing such a terrifying palm, could he still survive? After a short while, under everyone's nervous gazes, the energy storm gradually dissipated. The place where Yuan Huaqing was had already turned into a large pit. Yuan Huaqing was lying in the large pit. At this moment, Yuan Huaqing no longer had any aura on his body. He was killed by Mo Qingyun's palm. Seeing Yuan Huaqing's outcome, everyone's hearts trembled again. Their reverence for Mo Qingyun grew even more. In this Great Void Array conference, 2 candidates fighting for first place both died at the hands of Mo Qingyun. This kind of thing had too great of an impact on them. Let's go. Ignoring the surrounding people's gazes, Mo Qingyun instructed Zheng Xinhan and brought her to find a place to recuperate. Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Zheng Xinhan nodded her head and left with Mo Qingyun. Before long, Mo Qingyun brought Zheng Xinhan away under everyone's gaze. Following Mo Qingyun duo's departure, the scene burst into an uproar. Everyone's emotions were agitated. This guy is too strong and his methods are ruthless. I'd better not provoke him. After witnessing Mo Qingyun's fearsomeness, Nanshi of the 9th Temples shook his head and gave up on his previous plans. From what had just happened, he could tell that Mo Qingyun was a decisive person. If he provoked Mo Qingyun, he might end up the same way. This wasn't what he wanted. This guy's appearance isn't necessarily a bad thing. Perhaps we'll be able to assist him in the future. Looking in the direction Mo Qingyun had left, Zhuang Biyu revealed his thoughts with a meaningful smile. Nanshi of the 9th Temples was immediately puzzled. He didn't understand what Zhuang Biyu meant. Under Nanshi of the 9th Temple's puzzled gaze, Zhuang Biyu's smile deepened. He explained, the Dark Devil race has already invaded and destroyed one race and sect after another. If we want to contend against the Dark Devil race, we need a leader. Mo Qingyun might be a suitable candidate. Nanshi of the 9th Temple's eyes flashed with surprise. He exclaimed, he's only at the first level of the 9 Heavens Xian immortal realm. I'm afraid he's not qualified to lead the immortal race and the god race. Don't forget that he has the fire of civilization in his body. Just this alone makes him more qualified than anyone else. Zhuang Buyu's expression turned serious in response to Nanshi of the Ninth Temple's shock. He explained the crux of the matter. Nanshi of the Ninth Temple's didn't say anything else. It could be said that he agreed with Zhuang Buyu's point of view. Forget it. Let's not bother with Mo Qingyun's matter. Let's bury Tai, Qing Han, and the others first. Nanshi of the Ninth Temple's couldn't help but sigh as he looked at the three corpses. He began to bury the corpses. No matter what, he was acquainted with Tai Qing Han and the others. He couldn't just watch as their corpses were left to rot in the wilderness. An hour later, Mo Qingyun stopped at the foot of a mountain. This place is more secluded. It's more suitable for treating your injuries. Mo Qingyun glanced around and told Zheng Xinhan that he was going to let her recuperate here. Zheng Xinhan nodded and sat down cross-legged on the spot when she heard Mo Qingyun's words. Looking at Zheng Xinhan, who was preparing to treat her injuries, Mo Qingyun took out a medicinal pill and gave it to her, saying, "This is an ancient Xian Yu Saint pill. Take it, and it will speed up your recovery." Zheng Xinhan didn't stand on ceremony when she saw the pill that Mo Qingyun handed to her. She immediately took it and swallowed it. Zheng Xinhan took some medicinal pills to heal her injuries. Mo Qingyun stood guard over her so that she wouldn't be disturbed by others. During this time, some people passed by Mo Qingyun's place. When they saw Mo Qingyun, they immediately ran away as if they were terrified of Mo Qingyun. Clearly, the news of Mo Qingyun killing Tai Qing Han and the others had spread. Mo Qingyun was happy to see everyone's reaction. It saved him a lot of trouble. Chapter 2085. There's only one day left for the assessment. You have too few points now. You must seize the time to increase your points. Seeing that Zheng Xinhan finished healing, Mo Qingyun stood up and reminded her, saying again, "How about this? My ranking is already stabilized. I'll help you increase your points." Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Zheng Xinhan was immediately overjoyed, and a brilliant smile appeared on her face. Mo Qingyun helped her to increase her points. Presumably, the speed would be very fast. Thinking of this, Zheng Xinhan was a little impatient. She hurriedly suggested to Mo Qingyun, "The Black Sea Abyss has the most array beasts. Let's go there to hunt array beasts. It's too troublesome to kill them one by one. I'll bring you to kill a few Sage Realm array beasts." Regarding Zheng Xinhan's suggestion, Mo Qingyun shook his head and rejected, then spoke of his plan. Kill Sage Realm array beasts? Kill a few more? Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Zheng Xinhan was immediately stunned. She could not recover for a long time. At this moment, she was completely convinced by Mo Qingyun. The Sage Realm array beast that others would turn pale at the mention of, Mo Qingyun actually killed them like it was a game. He even killed a few at a time. Although she was a little shocked in her heart, Zheng Xinhan was still filled with anticipation. She could not wait for Mo Qingyun to bring her there. After discussing with Zheng Xinhan, Mo Qingyun did not delay any further and immediately brought Zheng Xinhan to hunt array beasts. Mo Qingyun was very familiar with the location of the Sage Realm array beasts. He hurried over with ease. Arriving at the Sage Realm array beasts area, Mo Qingyun's expression became more solemn. He reminded Zheng Xinhan sternly, "There are many Sage Realm array beasts here. You must not leave my side to avoid being attacked by the Sage Realm array beasts." Hearing Mo Qingyun's reminder, Zheng Xinhan's pretty face tensed up a little. She followed closely behind Mo Qingyun. In a short while, Mo Qingyun duo encountered a Sage Realm array beast. This was a bull-type array beast with a long horn on its head. A saint-level, single-horned thunder formation beast. Seeing the bull-type matrix beast in front of them, Zheng Xinhan became excited. She recognized the matrix beast and said, "Mr. Mo, the horn of the horned thunder matrix beast is an extremely rare material. Don't let it get away. The body of a formation beast can be used to refine a formation." Upon hearing Zheng Xinhan's words, Mo Qingyun was slightly taken aback. He instinctively asked, In that case, can the torso of other Saint Realm beasts be used to refine the formation? At this moment, Mo Qingyun's heart could not help but thump as he thought of a bad situation. If his guess was correct, wouldn't he have abandoned large amounts of rare materials in the formation beast abyss? If that was the case, then he would suffer a huge loss. Of course, the torso of every Saint Realm formation beast is a very rare material for refining formations. Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Zheng Xinhan's beautiful eyes immediately widened. Her eyes flashed with surprise as she asked, "Don't tell me you don't know?" "Ahem, I really don't know." Mo Qingyun coughed awkwardly. Hearing Mo Qingyun's answer, Zheng Xinhan's beautiful eyes widened even more. She could not help but cover her mouth. She said, "Did you throw away all the bodies of the saint-level formation beasts you killed before?" "I threw them all away." Mo Qingyun smiled bitterly. His heart ached to the extreme. He could already imagine what kind of wealth he had thrown away. Hearing Mo Qingyun's answer, Zheng Xinhan was speechless. She did not know what to say. Zheng Xinhan pondered for a while. She rolled her eyes, and a sly smile appeared on her face. She said, "Mr. Mo, basically no one comes here. The bodies of the formation beasts you threw away must still be in the same place. Why don't we go back and look for them?" "Yes, I almost forgot about that. Let's look for them along the way later." Mo Qingyun's eyes lit up. He felt that Zheng Xinhan's words made sense, so he accepted her suggestion. While Mo Qingyun and Zheng Xinhan were talking, the Horned Thunder Formation beast approached them and attacked Mo Qingyun and Zheng Xinhan. "Follow me closely." Looking at the Horned Thunder Formation beast that was rapidly approaching, Mo Qingyun's expression turned solemn as he reminded Zheng Xinhan. While Mo Qingyun was reminding Zheng Xinhan, he did not stay idle. He immediately attacked the Horned Thunder Formation beast. 9x9 Demon God-Slaying Sword Formation. 81 ancient swords were drawn out by Mo Qingyun. They instantly formed a sword formation that surrounded him and Zheng Xinhan. After ensuring his and Zheng Xinhan's safety, Mo Qingyun did not stop. He took out the tiger soul again. "Go Shadow Cut." Mo Qingyun held the tiger soul in his hand and slashed at the Horned Thunder Formation beast. 100-meter-long saber radiance was drawn out. When the saber radiance was drawn out, 9 phantoms that looked exactly like Mo Qingyun appeared beside Mo Qingyun. After the 9 phantoms appeared, they slashed at the Horned Thunder Formation beast together with Mo Qingyun. Puff, puff, puff. Faced with Mo Qingyun's powerful attack, the Horned Thunder Formation beast was immediately hit and was sent flying. At the same time, hideous wounds appeared on the Horned Thunder Formation beast body. If it was not for its powerful strength, it would have been killed by Mo Qingyun's attack. Bang! After being hit by Mo Qingyun's attack, the Horned Thunder Formation beast behaved itself and did not dare to charge forward. A silver light was emitted from the Horned Thunder Formation beast body and enveloped Mo Qingyun and Zheng Xinhan. The Horned Thunder Formation beast activated its array and no longer held back its strength. It was ready to go all out against Mo Qingyun. As the Horned Thunder Formation beast activated its array, Zheng Xinhan's expression immediately tensed up and her face turned pale. Although Mo Qingyun had blocked all the attacks of the array formation, he was still able to block them. However, the aura of the Holy Array was still quite pressuring for her. Imperial Seal, Spiritual Eyes. Seeing the Horned Thunder Formation beast activating its array, Mo Qingyun did not hold back and immediately used his bloodline superpower. A strange soul imprint shot out from Mo Qingyun's left eye and instantly blasted into the Horned Thunder Formation beast's mind. After being hit by the soul imprint, the Horned Thunder Formation beast screamed in pain and its consciousness became blurry. Following that, the formation activated by the single-horned vibrating thunder formation beast became unstable. Break it! Seeing that the Horned Thunderclap Formation beast formation had become somewhat unstable, Mo Qingyun immediately destroyed it. Demonic Star Splitting Palm. After destroying the array, Mo Qingyun moved and came to the side of the Horned Thunder Formation beast. Then he blasted his palm toward it. Suddenly, a giant palm with terrifying aura blasted toward the horned divine array beast. Facing the giant palm's overbearing attack, the horned thunder formation beast, who was still in a daze, was hit directly. Then, the horned thunder formation beast collapsed on the ground, and its aura dissipated bit by bit. Seeing the horned thunder formation beast in such a state, Mo Qingyun urged Zheng Xinhan, "Hurry up, the horned thunder formation beast is dying. Once its aura dissipates, the points will belong to me." Chapter 2086. The dying single-horned vibrating thunder formation beast was killed by Zheng Xinhan. After killing the single-horned thunder formation beast, her points increased by 1 billion and she rose to the second place. Zheng Xinhan's ranking rushed to the second place, which immediately attracted everyone's attention, causing everyone to be extremely shocked. However, when they thought of her relationship with Mo Qingyun, they were relieved. With Mo Qingyun's help in killing the formation beasts, it was not strange for her to rise so quickly. Regarding such matters, other than envy, there was only envy left. Let's continue our journey. After putting away the single-horned thunder formation beast corpse, Mo Qingyun told Zheng Xinhan and went back the way they came. Seeing Mo Qingyun walking ahead, Zheng Xinhan immediately followed him and followed Mo Qingyun into the zone of the formation beasts. Before long, a wolf-type formation beast blocked the way of Mo Qingyun and Zheng Xinhan. Now that he knew the value of the formation beast's corpse, Mo Qingyun would not let it go. He quickly killed the formation beast. Mo Qingyun wanted to give Zheng Xinhan his points, but Zheng Xinhan refused. She felt that she already had enough points. If she increased her points, it would be counterproductive. Mo Qingyun agreed with Zheng Xinhan's concerns, so he could only let her be. With Zheng Xinhan's strength, it was not good to have too many points. If she was investigated, she would not be able to explain herself. With her strength, it could be said that it was a coincidence and luck that she killed a formation beast. However, if she killed more than one, it did not make sense. In the following days, Mo Qingyun and Huang Xiaolong encountered many Saint Stage formation beasts on their way, and all of them were killed by Mo Qingyun. As Mo Qingyun continued to kill the Saint Stage formation beasts, his points continued to rise and directly skyrocketed to the trillion mark. Mo Qingyun is crazy. Is he going to kill all the formation beasts? This year's Void Array Conference should be renamed as the Doomsday of Array Beasts. Tai Qinghan and the other two are really unlucky to have offended such a ferocious person like Mo Qingyun. The person I'm worried about right now is that Elder Wang Chong. He has offended Mo Qingyun quite badly. Wang Chong is an elder of the great Void Heaven Fire Array sect. Mo Qingyun shouldn't dare to make a move against him, right? With Mo Qingyun's courage, who can say for sure? Perhaps he really does dare to do so. Seeing Mo Qingyun's points skyrocketing, everyone was extremely shocked, and all of them were discussing with each other. While everyone was talking, the second round of assessment ended, and everyone left the formation beast abyss. Due to time constraints, Mo Qingyun did not manage to find all of the Saint Stage Array beast corpses. He only managed to find 7 of them. However, along the way, Mo Qingyun had killed close to 100 Saint Stage Array beasts, so he did not care about the ones that he had lost. As everyone came out of the formation beast abyss, Wang Chong, who was waiting in the valley, saw Mo Qingyun return. Looking at Mo Qingyun in the crowd, Wang Cheng's expression was gloomy. He berated Mo Qingyun. Mo Qingyun, how dare you take all the materials of the 10,000 formation path for yourself? Hearing Wang Cheng's words, everyone was stunned again and did not recover for a long time. Wang Cheng's words shocked them quite a bit. What? After Mo Qingyun broke the 10,000 formation paths array formation, he took all the materials? This guy is really too ruthless. This is the first time I've heard of such a thing. It's better not to provoke such a person. It's definitely not a wise thing to do if you offend him to death. I can almost see Elder Wang Cheng's end. They're courting death now. Everyone whispered, worried for Wang Chong. They felt that he was digging his own grave. They knew very well that, given Mo Qingyun's character, Wang Chang's current actions were not wise. Once Mo Qingyun seized the opportunity, he would definitely play Wang Chang to death. Hearing Wang Chang's words, Mo Qingyun shrugged nonchalantly and smiled nonchalantly. Elder Wang Chang, before the start of the assessment, you didn't seem to have mentioned that you were not allowed to take away the materials of the 10,000 formation path, right? Being questioned by Mo Qingyun, Wang Chang was immediately at a loss for words. He could not refute Mo Qingyun for a moment. All right, this matter ends here. Seeing that Wang Chang was speechless, an elder of the Great Void Sky Fire Array sect immediately tried to smooth things over for Wang Chang. He changed the topic and said, "Everyone get ready. Follow me to the Sky Fire Array Plaza and prepare for the third round of the test." As soon as the elder finished speaking, he nodded at Wang Chang and the others and led them to the Sky Fire Array Plaza. Then, everyone left the Valley of Flames and headed to the Sky Fire Array Plaza. After Mo Qingyun and the others left the Valley of Flames, the people waiting outside the valley immediately swarmed toward Mo Qingyun and the others. "Mr. Mo, Miss Xinhan, how are your results?" Secluded Well asked Mo Qingyun and Miss Xinhan with a nervous expression when he came to Mo Qingyun and Miss Xinhan's side, because they were outside the Valley of Flames and did not know what was going on inside. He was worried about Mo Qingyun and Miss Xinhan. Hearing Secluded Well's question, Zheng Xinhan's pretty face immediately lit up. She looked a little excited as she said, "With Mr. Mo's help, of course there won't be any problems." Secluded Well's expression relaxed when he heard Zheng Xinhan's words. His hanging heart was completely at ease. After explaining the results to Secluded Well, Zheng Xinhan explained the details of the assessment to him. Secluded Well's eyes immediately widened as he listened to Zheng Xinhan's explanation. He looked at Mo Qingyun in shock. To him, Mo Qingyun's performance was too shocking. It was too different from what he had imagined. While Mo Qingyun and the others were talking, the news of Mo Qingyun killing Tai Qinghan and the others had also spread. When they found out that their clan's prodigy, Tai Qinghan, had been killed by Mo Qingyun, the people of the Bagua clan were instantly enraged. Then, the people of the Bagua clan walked up to Mo Qingyun with gloomy faces and shouted, "Mo Qingyun, just you wait. We won't let the matter of you killing our clan's prodigy go just like that." While the Bagua clan was shouting at Mo Qingyun, the people of the Chiman clan also walked up to Mo Qingyun with gloomy faces and said angrily, "Mo Qingyun, we don't care where you came from. You killed our clan's prodigy, Yuan Huaqing. This debt of blood must be repaid with blood. Yuan Huaqing attacked Miss Xinhan. We'll settle this with you as well." Secluded Well's face turned cold when he saw the people of the Chiman clan approaching. He scolded them and said, "If you let this matter go, we can consider forgiving Yuan Huaqing's mistake." Yuan Hu's face turned ugly when he saw Secluded Well's actions. He seemed to be a little wary of the Green Eagle and Vermilion Bird clan. Chapter 2087. Secluded Well, the Vermilion Bird tribe may be powerful, but your tribe is being invaded by the Dark Demon tribe. You can't even protect yourselves. Do you still have the energy to meddle in other people's business? While everyone was silent, Tai Mingshan of the Bagua tribe broke the silence and looked at Secluded Well with a mocking smile. Secluded Well's body trembled when he heard Tai Mingshan's words. His expression immediately turned serious. Tai Mingshan was right. The current situation of the Green Eagle Vermilion Bird tribe was indeed not very optimistic. The second holy son of the Dark Demon tribe, Zi Xingyan, was leading a large group of Dark Demon experts to attack the Vermilion Bird tribe. He had allowed Zheng Xinhan to participate in the Great Void Array Conference because he wanted her to enter the Great Void Fire Array sect and use her as a bridge to ask for help from the Great Void Fire Array sect. Secluded Well was silent for a moment. Then, with an angry expression, he retorted, "Tai Mingshan, you don't have to be so smug. The Dark Demon tribe is ambitious. Your Bagua tribe won't be able to escape either. This is our tribe's business. You don't have to worry about it. Tai Mingshan did not take Secluded Well's angry words to heart and replied calmly. Secluded Well's anger grew when he heard Tai Mingshan's words. He wanted to continue arguing with him. Senior Secluded Well, they're just a bunch of people who only know how to talk. There's no need to pay attention to them. Just as Secluded Well was about to retort, Mo Qingyun raised his hand to stop him and comforted him. Secluded Well's expression changed when he heard Mo Qingyun's words. He did not continue speaking. When Secluded Well did not continue speaking, Mo Qingyun glanced at Tai Mingshan and the others. With a nonchalant expression, he said, Senior Secluded Well, you don't have to worry about me. I'm not even afraid of the Dark Demon tribe. Why would I be afraid of a few small fries? If one of them comes, I'll kill one. If a pair comes, I'll kill both. Mr. Mo is right. I've worried too much. Secluded Well immediately laughed when he saw Mo Qingyun's reaction. He looked at Tai Mingshan and the others with a mocking gaze. It would not be easy for them to deal with Mo Qingyun. Mo Qingyun was not a kind person. Seeing Mo Qingyun's arrogant attitude, Tai Mingshan and the others were immediately enraged. They wanted to attack Mo Qingyun directly. Just as Tai Mingshan and the others were about to take action, an elder of the Great Void Heaven Fire Array sect shouted with a cold expression, Stop! The Great Void Heaven Fire Array sect prohibits private fights. Otherwise, don't blame us for being impolite. Upon hearing the elder's words, Tai Mingshan and the others immediately cowered. Well, they did not dare well. Mo Qingyun smiled faintly when he saw what Tai Mingshan and the others had done. He shook his head at them and said, Count yourselves lucky this time. If it weren't for the fact that the Great Void Fire Formation sect forbids personal battles, you would all be dead now. Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, everyone was dumbfounded. They didn't recover for a long time. Well, there seems to be something wrong here. Senior Secluded Well, Ms. Zheng, let's go. Mo Qingyun ignored everyone's shock. He said to Secluded Well, and then he walked forward. Secluded Well and Secluded Well only regained their senses when Mo Qingyun was some distance away. They chased after Mo Qingyun. Zheng Xinhan came to Mo Qingyun's side with a bright smile. She winked at Mo Qingyun and said, Mr. Mo, you're so mean. How could you use such a method to piss off Tai Mingshan and the others? They must be furious. Secluded Well nodded in agreement. I didn't say that just to piss them off. Mo Qingyun smiled and shook his head at Zheng Xinhan's words. His smile was full of meaning. If he had attacked just now, he would not have minded killing Tai Mingshan and the others and using their blood to establish his dominance. Seeing Mo Qingyun's serious expression, Zheng Xinhan could not help but laugh. She pouted at Mo Qingyun and said, Mr. Mo, you look so serious when you're joking. You're so funny. Is that so? Mo Qingyun was slightly taken aback. However, he did not explain and let Zheng Xinhan make her own guesses. When Mo Qingyun and the others were far away, everyone finally came to their senses and burst into laughter. Mo Qingyun is so pretentious. He was the one who was threatened just now. Didn't you see how Mo Qingyun ran away after he pretended to be pretentious? Running away after you pretended to be pretentious. That must be a thrilling feeling. I want to do that too. Do you have Mo Qingyun's skills? You want to run away after you pretended to be pretentious? Can you run away? Tai Mingshan and the others let you run 9,999 meters. They could still kill you with a single divine ability. There's nothing wrong with that. Seeing Mo Qingyun walking away, everyone chatted and laughed. They did not think that Mo Qingyun could fight with the Bagua clan and the Chiman clan with his strength. While everyone was chatting, Mo Qingyun arrived at the Heavenly Fire Formation Square and waited for the third round of the assessment. The Heavenly Fire Formation Square was extremely spacious. It was at least 10 million square meters in size. At this moment, there were many onlookers sitting around the square. These people were all from the Great Void Heavenly Fire Formation sect. Among these people, there were disciples of the Great Void Heaven Fire Array sect, as well as elders and ancestors of the sect. These elders and patriarchs came because they wanted to use the Great Void Array to select some talented disciples. Mr. Mo, look at the red-robed middle-aged man over there. He's the sect leader of the Great Void Heavenly Fire Formation sect, Xing Hongtian. While Mo Qingyun was looking around, Zheng Xinhan had an excited expression on her face. She raised her hand and pointed at a red-robed middle-aged man. Mo Qingyun looked in the direction of Zheng Xinhan's finger and saw Xing Hongtian. He could not help but feel a little emotional. I didn't expect that the sect leader of the Great Void Heavenly Fire Formation sect would be alarmed in this Great Void Array conference. It seems that they value this Great Void Array conference very much. Mo Qingyun thought about it and felt relieved. The reward for the first place of the Great Void Array Conference was a request from the Great Void Heavenly Fire Formation sect. Naturally, the sect leader would have to personally fulfill it. I'll now announce the results of the second round of the assessment. Those who have been called, gather at the Heavenly Fire Formation Square. While Mo Qingyun and the others were watching, Wang Chang held a scroll in his hand and shouted to everyone. As Wang Chang's words spread, the surroundings quieted down. Everyone looked at Wang Chang nervously. Mo Qingyun, first place, 1,623 billion points. Under everyone's nervous gaze, Wang Chang's face was slightly gloomy as he announced Mo Qingyun's assessment points. As Wang Chang's words left his mouth, everyone was stunned. They could not believe their ears. More than 1 billion points. How crazy was that? Since the Great Void Array Conference was held, everyone's points added up would not be as much as Mo Qingyun's. Chapter 2088. After Wang Chang announced his points, Mo Qingyun walked out of the crowd and walked towards the Heavenly Fire Formation Square. As Mo Qingyun walked out of the crowd, everyone's eyes fell on him. Each and every one of them looked at him in surprise. So he's Mo Qingyun. His cultivation is only at the first level of the 9 heavens Xian Immortal Realm. He's only at the first level of the 9 heavens Xian Immortal Realm. Can he kill a Saint Realm Formation beast? There's no way this is fake, right? What do you know? Mo Qingyun killed Tai Qing Han of the 8 Trigrams clan with a single glance. How dare you question his strength? As far as I know, Tai Qing Han's strength is comparable to a Saint Realm expert. Can he really kill him with a single glance? If you don't believe me, you can go and try. At most, you'll die. Fellow Taoist, the difficult task of testing Mo Qingyun's strength will be handed over to you. Who says I don't believe you? I don't care if you believe me or not. I believe him. Looking at Mo Qingyun on the square where the Heavenly Fire Formation was laid out, the crowd whispered to each other. They were shocked by Mo Qingyun's strength. At this moment, while the disciples were talking about Mo Qingyun, Xing Hongtian and the others also looked at Mo Qingyun. Sect Master, Mo Qingyun is a peerless genius of the Heavenly Soul Devil clan. We can focus on training him. An elder with a goatee beside Xing Hongtian suggested to Xing Hongtian. His eyes were filled with praise. Hearing the words of the old man with the goatee, the face of an old man wearing an 8 trigram robe darkened. He said, I don't think so. This child's methods are vicious and bloodthirsty. He will definitely become a great demon in the future. We cannot allow him to continue growing. We should take advantage of the fact that he is still young to get rid of him. Great Elder Tai Yueying, you hate Mo Qingyun so much because he killed Tai Qing Han of your clan. Seeing that the former wanted to harm Mo Qingyun, the goatee elder was displeased and mercilessly pointed out the other party's sore spot. Tai Yueying was infuriated when he heard the old man's words. His face was as black as the bottom of a pot as he shouted, Bohai too, you don't have to talk like that. If a genius of your clan was killed, you would be even more furious than me. All right, let's all be modest. This topic ends here. Seeing the two's actions, Xing Hongtian waved his hand at them to calm them down and said, Mo Qingyun's identity is special. If there is not enough reason, no one can kill him. Otherwise, Don't blame this old man for being impolite. Yes. Seeing Xing Hongtian's attitude, Tai Yu and Yu Ying immediately responded, not daring to refute Xing Hongtian. However, it was clear from Tai Yuing's expression that he was dissatisfied with Xing Hongtian's words. After all, the genius junior of their clan, Tai Qinghan, had indeed been killed by Mo Qingyan. While Xing Hongtian and the others were talking, Wang Chong read out another name. Second place, Zheng Xinhan, 1,178,530 points. Hearing Zheng Xinhan's points, some people who did not know were shocked. They did not expect that Nan Shi and the others from the 9 temples would not be able to get first or second place. It was fine if they did not get first place, but Mo Qingyun's freakish points were indeed unsurpassable. But they did not get second place either. This was somewhat abnormal and puzzling. I know this Zheng Xinhan. I think she's the pride of the Vermilion Bird clan, but her strength seems to be average. Yes, with her strength, it's not strange for her to get into the top 100, but it's strange for her to get second place. You may not know, but Zheng Xinhan and Mo Qingyun are very close. Her points must have been increased by Mo Qingyun. No wonder Mo Qingyun helped her kill a Saint Realm formation beast, and her points broke through 1 billion. Isn't this equivalent to cheating? This Mo Qingyun is too bold. Isn't he afraid of being eliminated because of this? That's right. This is too unfair to the other candidates. Fair? Is there any fairness in this world? Besides, the most important part of the Great Void Array Convention is the third round. Although the crowd was dissatisfied with Zheng Xinhan's points and ranking, no one stood up. Then, under everyone's gaze, Zheng Xinhan walked to the square where the heavenly fire array was. Nan Shi from the 9 temples walked up behind Zheng Xinhan. He looked coldly at Mo Qingyun and said, Mo Qingyun, although you're strong, the Great Void Array Convention will ultimately determine your attainment in array formations. You won't get first place in this round. Who doesn't know how to boast? Are you saying that if I don't get first place, it will be you? Hearing Nan Shi from the 9 temples, Mo Qingyun curled his lips in disdain and retorted, Since that's the case, let me tell you clearly. Among all the candidates participating in today's assessment, if I, Mo Qingyun, claim second place in array formations, no one will claim first place. Mo Qingyun's self-confidence, dominance, and strength were all on full display at this moment. Brother Mo, you're really heroic. I'll be looking forward to your guidance later. Seeing Mo Qingyun's actions, Zhuang Buyu cupped his hands in a humble manner. Seeing Zhuang Buyu's reaction, Mo Qingyun nodded at him in response. A faint smile appeared on his face. Brother Zhuang, you're too kind. I'm just trying to cheer myself up. I'm just bragging. Anyway, no one will die. Haha, Brother Mo, you're right. I've learned it. Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Zhuang Buyu immediately laughed loudly and said, If that's the case, shouldn't I learn from you and say that among all the candidates participating in the Great Void Array formation, if I claim second place, no one will claim first place. As soon as Zhuang Buyu said this, Mo Qingyun shook his head and said, Brother Zhuang, you don't understand what I mean. What I mean is that if I claim second place, anyone who dares claim first place will be dead. Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Zhuang Buyu immediately vomited blood. He was extremely depressed. After all this time, this was what Mo Qingyun meant. He was indirectly warning Nan Shi from the 9 temples that if he dared to claim first place, he would become a dead man. Thinking of this, Zhuang Buyu looked at Nan Shi from the 9 temples with sympathy. This guy had nothing better to do. Why did he provoke Mo Qingyun? Wasn't he just looking for trouble? Although he sympathized with Nan Shi from the 9 temples, Zhuang Buyu didn't say much. He hurriedly cupped his hands in salute to Mo Qingyun and said, Brother Mo, thank you for your guidance. It seems that bragging is also a skill. I've learned a lot today. While Mo Qingyun and the others were talking, the top 1,000 people all arrived at the Heavenly Fire Array Formation Square. Chapter 2089. Before the third round begins, I have a few things to say. After Wang Chong called out the names, he looked at Mo Qingyun and the others and explained the rules of the third round. After listening to Wang Chang's explanation, Mo Qingyun had a clearer understanding of the rules of the third round. After Wang Chong finished speaking, the third round of the assessment began. Because everyone had different attainments in formations, the grades of the formations they were going to set up were also different. Therefore, they had to prepare their own materials. One by one, the materials for setting up the formation were taken out and placed around their bodies. When everyone took out their materials, Mo Qingyun also took out his materials. They were the materials for the blazing sunset's holy formation. Seeing Mo Qingyun take out his materials, Wang Chong and the others' expressions immediately became strange. It was very interesting. Wang Chong and the others' abnormal behavior immediately attracted the attention of Xing Hongtian and the others. They were puzzled. Then, they paid more attention to Mo Qingyun and checked the materials Mo Qingyun took out. The materials Mo Qingyun took out seemed to be the materials for the blazing sunset's holy formation. Boidu was very observant. As soon as Mo Qingyun took out his materials, he knew that Mo Qingyun was going to set up the formation. Hearing Boitu's words, Xing Hongtian raised his eyebrows. He looked at Mo Qingyun and nodded approvingly. The Heavenly Soul Demons are really lucky to have produced such a monstrous talent. It seems that the Heavenly Soul Demons' history will be written after the war with the Dark Demon Tribe. Listening to Xing Hongtian and Boida's conversation, Tai Yueying's face was as dark as the bottom of a pot. The higher Xing Hongtian's evaluation of Mo Qingyun, the more unhappy he was and the more intense his hatred for Mo Qingyun. Because the more Xing Hongtian valued Mo Qingyun, the more difficult it would be for him to make a move on Mo Qingyun. Tai Yueying's face darkened as he looked at Wang Chong and the others in displeasure. Elder Wang Chong, why do you all look so surprised when you see Mo Qingyun setting up the blazing sunglow Saint-Array? Hearing Tai Yueying's question, Xing Hongtian was also curious. He turned to look at Wang Chong and the others. The reactions of Wang Chong and the others just now were indeed a little abnormal. It was not something that a judge should have. With this in mind, Xing Hongtian did not beat around the bush and directly ordered Wang Chong. Elder Wang Chong, tell us the details of Mo Qingyun's first 2 rounds of assessment. Hearing Xing Hongtian's order, Wang Chong and the others looked at each other, not knowing what to do. Watching Wang Chong and the others' reactions, Xing Hongtian and the others became even more curious. They felt that there must be some secret behind this. Tai Yueying was already in a bad mood. With Wang Chong and the others causing trouble, her mood became even worse. She angrily rebuked, "Didn't you hear the sect master's words? Why are you still dilly-dallying here?" Hearing Tai Yueying's angry shout, Wang Chong and the others trembled in fear. They hurriedly apologized to Xing Hongtian. "Sect master, we were wrong. Please give us a chance to correct our mistakes. Speak. What's going on?" Looking at Wang Chong and the others' actions, Tai Yueying berated them again and released a wave of aura to suppress them. Under the pressure of Tai Yueying's aura, Wang Chong and the others immediately panicked and recounted what had happened. After listening to Wang Chong and the others, Xing Hongtian and Bohai Tu were dumbfounded. They did not know how to express their feelings. This little guy's style of doing things is unique. After learning about Mo Qingyun's matter, Bohai Tu's impression of Mo Qingyun improved. He smiled and said, although his style of doing things is a little overbearing, it is also a display of his true nature. He is much better than those who flatter others. Overbearing? Hearing Bohai Tu's point of view, Xing Hongtian smiled faintly and shook his head. He smiled indifferently and said, I don't think so. This little guy gives me a feeling that he has the demeanor of a king. Since ancient times, which emperor wasn't overbearing and strong? With this little guy's spirit, he is really qualified to lead everyone to fight against the Dark Demon Tribe. Sect Master, you seem to think too highly of him. I don't think so. Hearing Xing Hongtian and Bohai Tu's words, Tai Yueying's face turned even uglier. His eyes flashed with a sharp light. He said, "In my opinion, this little guy is overbearing and bad-tempered. His methods are ruthless, and he must be someone who is not easy to control. This kind of person will go to extremes and become a complete devil." Bah! Bullsh asterisk T. Listening to Tai Yueying's fallacy, Botu immediately rebuked him. With a sarcastic expression, he shouted angrily, "You old fool! Your current actions clearly show that if you want to condemn someone, you can always find a pretext. Relying on your higher cultivation base than Mo Qingyun's, you're forcing him to commit a crime. Bohai Tu, watch your words." Hearing Bohai Tu's words, Tai Yueying's face darkened, and a chill radiated from his body. Seeing Bohai Tu and Bohai Tu's reaction, Xing Hongtian's face showed displeasure. He said coldly, "Okay, you guys quiet down. We will talk about Mo Qingyun later. Let's deal with Wang Chong and the others first." Under Xing Hongtian's rebuke, Bohai Tu and Bohai Tu closed their mouths and stopped arguing. Signaling Bohai Tu and Bohai Tu to shut up, Xing Hongtian looked displeased. He looked coldly at Wang Chong and the others and said, "As the judges of the Void Array, you have abused your power to make things difficult for the examinees. This is a serious violation of the sect rules. Go to Heavenly Fire Cliff immediately and reflect on yourself." "Thank you, Sect Master." Hearing Xing Hongtian's words, Wang Chang's face immediately lit up, and he hurriedly thanked Xing Hongtian. In his opinion, if he hid in Heavenly Fire Cliff and reflected, he could avoid Mo Qingyun's pursuit. In this way, even if Mo Qingyun wanted to kill him, there was nothing he could do. After thanking Xing Hongtian, Wang Chong eagerly rushed over to the Sky Fire Cliff. Looking at his expression, he was afraid that Xing Hongtian would go back on his word if he was a step too late. After Wang Chong and the others left, Xing Hongtian and the others' gazes fell on the square where the Heavenly Fire Array was laid out. Under the gaze of Xing Hongtian and the others, Mo Qingyun skillfully drew one sane inscription after another and placed the array materials one by one into the array. Mo Qingyun's movements were as smooth as flowing water. It was far from what the 9 temples, Nanshi, and the others could compare to. What skillful technique, what precise control. Seeing Mo Qingyun's ability to set up arrays, Bohai Tu could not help but praise. He sighed and said, "With Mo Qingyun's attainments in arrays, even some of the elders in the sect are no match for him." Indeed, Xing Hongtian nodded in agreement with Bohai Tu's words. He continued, "With his foundation and formations, he will definitely be able to become an intermediate Saint Array Master in 10 years with some guidance. He has a chance of becoming an advanced Saint Array Master in 10 years. Hearing Xing Hongtian and Bohai Tu's words, Tai Yueying's eyelids twitched and her expression became somewhat unnatural. Chapter 2090. This kid has amazing potential. If he is allowed to grow, Tai Qinghan will never be able to avenge her. Thinking of Mo Qingyun's talent and potential, Tai Yueying's gaze turned cold and murderous. I don't believe that this kid won't leave the Great Void Heaven Fire Formation sect. The moment he leaves the Great Void Heaven Fire Formation sect will be the moment he's killed. After coming up with a plan to deal with Mo Qingyun, Tai Yueying's sneer deepened. He looked at Mo Qingyun mockingly. In his heart, he must have seen Mo Qingyun leaving the Great Void Heaven Fire Formation sect and being chased by the Bagua clan. Mo Qingyun didn't care about the thoughts of the people around him. He was fully immersed in setting up the formation. Under Mo Qingyun's guidance, the formation bases were completed one by one, emitting waves of shocking formation power. Gradually, the array formation that Mo Qingyun had set up slowly took shape. Seeing that the formation under the blazing sun was about to be completed, Mo Qingyun's expression relaxed. Then, Mo Qingyun looked around to see how the others were setting up their formations. Under Mo Qingyun's observation, he found that the 9 temples, Nanshi, and the others had also set up a saint-level formation. Looking at the 9 temples, Nanshi, and the others, it seemed that their saint-level formation was about to be completed. The Tianji Nine Temples Milky Way Formation. Recognizing the Nine Temples Nanshi's formation, Mo Qingyun frowned slightly. He immediately thought to himself, although the Nine Temples Milky Way Formation's grade isn't higher than the Blazing Sun Sunset Holy Formation, it won't be easy for me to win with the Blazing Sun Sunset Holy Formation. When comparing the Blazing Sun Sunset Holy Formation and the Nine Temples Milky Way Formation, it all depended on the judge's mood. Mo Qingyun was worried that if Wang Chang interfered, the Nine Temples Nanshi would win. To avoid such a situation, he had to increase the difficulty of the formation and widen the gap between him and the Nine Temples Nanshi. As Mo Qingyun thought about this, he immediately came up with a plan and took out some array formation materials. Then, Mo Qingyun placed all the rare materials around him. Mo Qingyun's action immediately attracted the attention of Xing Hongtian and the others. They looked puzzled and confused. Mo Qingyun took out a lot of materials for setting up formations again. What is he trying to do? I'm not sure. Could it be that he feels that the Blazing Sunset Sacred Formation is unable to win and wants to set up a new one? That's very possible. He wants to rely on the grade of the Blazing Sunset's Holy Formation to defeat Nine Palace Nanshi's mysterious Nine Palace Milky Way Formation. He's not trying to set up a new array. He's trying to set up a combination array. Combine a sacred array. Even an intermediate sacred array master would find it difficult to do so. What he's doing is too risky. This kid's way of doing things is indeed swift and decisive. He doesn't follow common sense. Xing Hongtian and the others widened their eyes in shock when they learned of Mo Qingyun's plan. Mo Qingyun's current behavior was a little too crazy for them. Then, Mo Qingyun began to lay down the formation under everyone's watchful eyes. About 2 hours later, an astonishing fluctuation of formation power suddenly appeared on the square where the formation was set up. This meant that a sane array had been completed. The Nine Temples Nanshi's formation is complete. He's so fast. Yeah, he's setting up the Tianji Nine Temples Milky Way Formation. It's one of the most difficult elementary formations. The Nine Temples Nanshi is indeed a formation genius. His attainments and formations are admirable. Mo Qingyun may be talented in cultivation, but his attainments and formations are still lacking compared to the Nine Temples Nanshi. Judging from Mo Qingyun's performance, there seems to be a problem with his formation. Seeing that the Nine Temples Nanshi had finished setting up the formation, everyone's evaluation of Mo Qingyun dropped significantly. While everyone was evaluating Mo Qingyun, the Nine Temples Nanshi sneered at Mo Qingyun. Mo Qingyun, if you'd only set up the Blazing Sunsets formation, you'd have a 30% chance of beating me. But now, you can't even complete a formation. I'll definitely win this competition. I don't think so. Mo Qingyun didn't care about the Nine Temples Nanshi smugness. He replied calmly, on the contrary, I think you're only able to set up the Tianji Nine Temples Milky Way Formation because you talk too much nonsense. As soon as Mo Qingyun finished speaking, he ignored Jiugong, Nanshi, and focused on setting up the formation again. The Nine Temples Nanshi flew into a rage when he heard Mo Qingyun's sarcastic words. But seeing that Mo Qingyun was ignoring him, he had no choice but to stop looking for trouble. He sat down next to the formation he had set up. After another hour, Zhuang Buyu finished setting up the array formation. Brother Mo, I'm one step ahead of you. Zhuang Buyu called out to Mo Qingyun after setting up the array. A trace of admiration flashed in his eyes as he said, However, my Sea Moon Tempest Holy Array is far inferior to your combination Holy Array. I really admire Brother Mo for daring to set up a combination Holy Array. Brother Zhuang, you're too kind. Mo Qingyun nodded politely at Zhuang Buyu's words. I had no choice. If I didn't do this, it wouldn't have been easy to beat you. Brother Mo, you're too kind. Zhuang Buyu didn't take Mo Qingyun's words seriously. He knew that Mo Qingyun was just being polite. Based on his understanding of Mo Qingyun, if Mo Qingyun wasn't confident, he wouldn't have taken the risk. Now, that Mo Qingyun was sitting down, he should be completely confident. After exchanging a few words with Mo Qingyun, Zhuang Buyu didn't disturb Mo Qingyun. He sat down next to his own formation. As time passed, more and more people finished setting up their formations. The combined sacred array that Mo Qingyun had set up was slowly perfected with the passage of time. Seeing that more and more people had finished setting up their array formations, Jiugong Nachi chuckled and said, Mo Qingyun, everyone's array formations are almost done. You have to hurry. The time limit of the Great Void Array Union's assessment is limited. Everyone can't keep waiting for you to set up the array formation. Hearing Ninshi of the Ninth Temple's smug words, Mo Qingyun curled his lips in disgust. If you're not convinced, you can set up your own holy formation. If you can't do it, then don't fart here. You! Nanshi of the Ninth Temple's face darkened when he heard Mo Qingyun's words. Anger rose in his heart. After being snubbed in front of Mo Qingyun, Nanshi of the Ninth Temple's consciously shut his mouth. He knew that he wouldn't be a match for Mo Qingyun even if there were 10 of him. After retorting to Nanshi of the Ninth Temples, Mo Qingyun once again immersed himself in setting up the formation. Chapter 2091. Mo Qingyun has succeeded. He has set up a combined sacred array. This kid is too monstrous. Even I am not completely confident in setting up a combined sacred array. It seems that we have underestimated his array skills. He is already qualified to become an intermediate sacred array master. From what I know, Mo Qingyun's bone age is less than 100 years. I really don't know how he cultivates. This kid is too mysterious. He's like a cloud of fog. No one can see through him. Witnessing Mo Qingyun's talent once again, Xing Hongtian and the others were all shocked. Hearing Xing Hongtian and the others' words, Tai Yueying's face darkened. She exuded a murderous aura and said, It seems that I have underestimated Mo Qingyun's threat. This kid must not be allowed to live. Otherwise, he will become a hidden danger and cause our clan to be unable to eat or sleep in peace. At this moment, Tai Yueying's murderous intent towards Mo Qingyun intensified. How could this be? How could he have set it up successfully? Seeing Mo Qingyun's performance, Nanshi of the Nine Temples was shocked and in disbelief. This result was simply too unbelievable for him. From what he knew, only an advanced sacred array master could successfully set up a combined sacred array. Mo Qingyun was clearly not an advanced sacred array master, but he had managed to set it up. This was a little scary. Brother Mo, you're still better. I accept my defeat wholeheartedly. Seeing Mo Qingyun set up the combined sacred array, Zhuang Buyu cupped his hands in admiration and took the initiative to express his attitude. Hearing Zhuang Buyu's words, Mo Qingyun smiled and waved his hand. He said humbly, I was just lucky. If I had to do it again, I might not succeed. Zhuang Buyu only smiled at Mo Qingyun's words. He did not take it seriously. Based on his understanding of Mo Qingyun, even if he had to do it again, Mo Qingyun would have a 90% chance of succeeding. After exchanging a few words with Zhuang Buyu, Mo Qingyun turned to look at the Nine Temples south stream and smiled. You're right. The combination array is indeed difficult to set up, and it takes a lot of time. You were almost right, but I managed to set it up successfully. Are you angry? Upon hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Zhuang Buyu was instantly dumbfounded. A bitter smile appeared on his face as he said, Mr. Mo's words are really infuriating. It's really hard on the Nine Temples of Nanshi. Upon hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Nanshi of the Nine Temples was so angry that he was at a loss for words. He wasn't just angry now. He was about to explode. In his rage, the Ninth Temple's Nanshi simply stopped talking. His face was dark, and no one knew what he was thinking. After a short while, everyone finished setting up the array and stopped what they were doing. Seeing that everyone had finished setting up the array, Xing Hongtian turned to look at Bohai Tu and said, Wang Chong and the others have gone to reflect. You'll be in charge of the Void Array Conference now. Yes. Bohai Tu nodded in response. He got up and left his seat, walking to the front of the crowd. When they saw Bohai Tu walk out, Wang Chong and the others were nowhere to be seen. Everyone was puzzled. While everyone was puzzled, Emo Qingyun frowned and silently guessed in his heart. Wang Chong and the others suddenly disappeared. Could it be that they were worried that I would take revenge on them? So they deliberately asked Xing Hongtian for permission to leave and found a place to hide? As soon as this thought appeared in his mind, a cold smile appeared on Emo Qingyun's face. The look of mockery in his eyes deepened. Could Wang Chong hide from him? Since everyone has finished setting up the array, the assessment of the Void Array Conference is officially over. Bohai Tu looked around at the crowd and announced the end of the Void Array Conference. He took a scroll from the side and said, "The ranking of the assessment is out. I'll now announce the candidates from the 100th to the 11th place." Hearing Bohai Tu's words, everyone's expression immediately became serious. Their hearts were in their throats. The 100th place, Lung Chun of the Three-Eyed Demon Clan. The 99th place, Zhou Ji of the Heavenly Wolf Clan. The 53rd place, Zheng Xinhan of the Vermilion Bird Clan. The 11th place, Ho Mao of the Fire Spirit Heavenly Ape Clan. After a while, Bohai Tu finished reading the names of the top 100 to the top 11. Although Zheng Xinhan's results in the second round of assessment were off the charts with the help of Emo Qingyun, her results in the other two rounds were average. Therefore, she only got the 53rd place. However, this result was far beyond her expectations. After reading the names of the top 100 to the top 11, it was time to read the names of the top 10. Thinking that the top 3 would be announced at the ranking festival, everyone's expression became more serious. The highlight was finally coming. Under everyone's expectant gaze, Bohai Tu began to read the names of the top 10. The 10th place, Hai Lai of the Divine Machine Clan. 9th place, Stargazing Clan, Qinhan. 3rd place, 10,000 Elephant Clan, Zhuang Buyu. 2nd place, Formation Clan, Nine Temples, South Stream. 1st place, Heavenly Soul Demon, Emo Qingyun. After Bohai Tu announced the names of the top 10, Emo Qingyun did not disappoint and won 1st place. Seeing Emo Qingyun take 1st place, the 9 Temples of South Stream were not happy, but they did not express any dissatisfaction. It couldn't be helped. Emo Qingyun had set up a combination array formation, so there was basically no suspense as to who would take 1st place. After Boitu announced the results of the assessment, Xing Hongtian looked at Emo Qingyun with admiration and asked, "Emo Qingyun, I once promised that the person who won the 1st place of the Great Void Array Conference could make a request to the sect. What request do you have now?" Hearing Xing Hongtian's words, everyone became nervous. They were curious about Emo Qingyun's request. The sect leader hasn't accepted a disciple yet. I'm sure Emo Qingyun will ask the sect leader to accept him as a disciple. This request is very likely. If the sect leader accepts Emo Qingyun as a disciple, Emo Qingyun will have a chance to become the young sect leader. This is really a meteoric rise. I'm so envious of Emo Qingyun. Don't be envious. This is Emo Qingyun's achievement. It's useless for us to be envious. Everyone whispered to each other. Under everyone's gaze, Emo Qingyun did not pretend to be pretentious. He looked at Xing Hongtian calmly and said, "Sect leader, my request is very simple. Just hand Elder Wang Chong over to me." Emo Qingyun had already decided to create the Gate of Destinies. Naturally, he would not take Xing Hongtian as his master. He did not even want to stay in the Great Void Fire Array sect for long. His purpose of coming here was to kill Wang Chong and avenge the ancestral tomb of the Shaman clan. Hearing Emo Qingyun's request, Xing Hongtian and the others were stunned. They were very surprised. After pondering for a moment, Xing Hongtian's expression became serious. He persuaded Emo Qingyun. "Emo Qingyun, Elder Wang Chong only made a small mistake and was punished by me to reflect on it. You don't have to plead for him and waste such a precious opportunity. I plead for Wang Chong." Chapter 2092. Upon hearing Emo Qingyun's words, Xing Hongtian and the others immediately frowned. With their intelligence, They could naturally tell that Mo Qingyun was being sarcastic. Although Xing Hongtian knew that Mo Qingyun was being sarcastic, he didn't expose him. He only smiled and said politely, "Mr. Mo, Elder Wang Chong is very lucky to have a friend like you." They didn't want to interfere too much with the feud between Mo Qingyun and Wang Chong. They would let Mo Qingyun and Wang Chong deal with it themselves. What they needed to do now was to fulfill their promise and give Mo Qingyun the reward for coming in first place. After joking with Mo Qingyun, Xing Hongtian didn't hesitate any longer. He immediately ordered one of the elders, "Elder Qiming, go and get Elder Wang Chong here immediately." Since Mo Qingyun has pleaded for him, he can no longer be punished to reflect on his actions. Upon hearing Xing Hongtian's order, Qiming immediately left and went to Sky Fire Cliff to pass on a message to Wang Chong. Not long after, Qiming arrived at Sky Fire Cliff and saw Wang Chong and the others, who were reflecting on their actions. "Elder Wang Chong, the sect leader has something to tell you. Come with me." When Qiming saw Wang Chong, he didn't waste any time and directly passed on a message to Wang Chong. Upon hearing Qiming's words, Wang Chang's face immediately turned pale. His heart was in his throat. At this moment, he had an ominous feeling that this matter might have something to do with Mo Qingyun. As he thought of this, Wang Chang's face became flustered. He carefully asked Qiming, "Elder Qiming, why did the sect leader summon me? Can you tell me what's going on?" Upon hearing Wang Chang's words, Qiming hesitated for a moment before saying, "Originally, you were punished to reflect on your actions here. You definitely wouldn't be able to leave this place in a short period of time. However, you're in luck. Mr. Mo has pleaded for you. Come with me now." Upon hearing Qiming's words, Wang Chong immediately froze on the spot. The uneasiness in his heart grew even stronger. What he was afraid of really came true. It was absolutely impossible for Mo Qingyun to plead on his behalf. This matter was definitely not that simple. "Elder Wang Chong, your luck is really good. Mo Qingyun actually made a request for you. That's right. You're going to be free soon, but we still have to continue being punished. After you go out, you have to think of a way for us to leave as soon as possible. Mr. Mo is really magnanimous. You made things difficult for him, but he still pleaded for you." The others didn't know about the enmity between Wang Chong and Mo Qingyun, so they didn't think too deeply about it. Wang Chang's expression immediately turned ugly when he heard the words of the people beside him. He had the urge to kill himself. Mo Qingyun wasn't magnanimous at all. He had come to the Great Void Fire Array sect to take revenge for what happened back then. When Wang Chong thought of this, he didn't dare to follow Qiming. With a pleading expression, he said, "Elder Qiming, please help me pass a message to Mr. Mo. Tell him that I appreciate his good intentions, but I know that I have committed a grave mistake and should be punished severely. He doesn't need to plead on my behalf." Seeing Wang Chang's reaction, Qiming's expression immediately became unhappy. He said coldly, "Elder Wang Chong, I'm just passing on the sect leader's orders. I don't care about anything else. If you have anything to say, go ahead and tell the sect leader. I'll go right now." Hearing Qiming's unhappy words, Wang Chang's expression turned bitter as he spoke helplessly. After a while, Wang Chong followed behind Qiming and arrived at the Heavenly Fire Array Square. "Elder Wang Chong, why aren't you thanking Mr. Mo? Thank him for being magnanimous and letting you go." Looking at Wang Chong, who was standing at the Heavenly Fire Array Square, Xing Hongtian ordered him to express his gratitude to Mo Qingyun immediately. Hearing Xing Hongtian's words, Wang Chang's expression immediately changed. He looked as if his father had died. Before Wang Chong could even beg for mercy, Mo Qingyun revealed a cold smile and said, "Elder Wang Chong, I really have to thank you for what you did in the Shaman clan's ancestral tomb all those years ago. For the sake of thanking you for your kindness all those years ago, I'll completely deal with your pain today." When Mo Qingyun said this, Xing Hongtian and the others were puzzled. They didn't understand what Mo Qingyun meant. However, when Wang Chong heard Mo Qingyun's words, he was so frightened that his face turned pale and his body started to tremble. The meaning of Mo Qingyun's words was too obvious. He was going to kill him. Mr. Mo, I know I was wrong. Please give me a chance to change. When Wang Chong was begging for mercy, he directly knelt down in front of Mo Qingyun. He was afraid that Mo Qingyun would kill him. He knew very well that with Mo Qingyun's powerful strength, he was definitely no match for Mo Qingyun. More importantly, Mo Qingyun was very domineering and decisive. Even Xing Hongtian and the others couldn't do anything to him. Mo Qingyun was unmoved by Wang Chang's begging. A cold light flashed in his eyes. He said, I've given you a chance. You just didn't fight for it. You can't blame me for that. Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Wang Chang was puzzled. Did Mo Qingyun give him a chance to beg for mercy? Mo Qingyun didn't care about Wang Chang's confusion. Before Wang Chang could figure it out, he said, I've said what I wanted to say, and we've talked about the past. Now it's time to send you on your way. Heavenly Sun, star-piercing eyes. After Mo Qingyun finished speaking, he didn't waste any more words with Wang Chang. He directly attacked Wang Chang. Suddenly, a terrifying flame power burst out from Mo Qingyun's left eye. The flame power burst out and turned into a ray of eye power. It instantly approached Wang Chang. In the face of Mo Qingyun's sudden attack, Wang Chang didn't even have time to react. Puff! Wang Chang's eyes widened, his face filled with despair. Instantly, the eye force pierced through his head. Then, Wang Chang's eyes became empty and his body slowly fell to the ground. Seeing this sudden scene, not only were the surrounding disciples stunned, but even Xing Hongtian and the others were stunned. He hadn't expected that Mo Qingyun would make a move without any warning. Mo Qingyun actually killed Elder Wang Chang. Wasn't he pleading on Elder Wang Chang's behalf? Just now, Mo Qingyun said that there was some enmity between them in the Shaman faction's ancestral tomb. Shaman faction's ancestral tomb? Wait, I seem to have thought of something. Could it be that Mo Qingyun was the one who severely injured the four factions? Hiss. If that's the case, then it's too scary. While Xing Hongtian and the others were talking, he thought of something else. The shock in his heart was even more intense. Compared to Xing Hongtian and the others, Nanshi of the Ninth Temples was more shocked and frightened. This guy is so ruthless and strong. I wonder if he'll hold a grudge against me for provoking him like that. At this moment, Nanshi of the Ninth Temples was filled with regret. Why did he provoke Mo Qingyun? Chapter 2093. Young Master Mo is too powerful and tyrannical. He actually killed Elder Wang Chang in front of so many people. Zhuang Buyu's expression changed when he saw Mo Qingyun's actions. He looked at Mo Qingyun with respect. He realized that he had underestimated Mo Qingyun's ruthlessness and decisiveness. He had also underestimated how dangerous Mo Qingyun was. As Zhuang Buyu thought about this, he looked at Zhou Gong's Nanshi with even more sympathy and worry. This fellow had provoked Mo Qingyun in such a manner. It was truly too dangerous. Mr. Mo killed Elder Wang Chang. Isn't he afraid of sect Master Xing's punishment? Zheng Xinhan's face tensed up when she saw Mo Qingyun's actions. She was worried for Mo Qingyun. No matter what, Wang Chang was an elder of the Great Void Heaven Fire Race sect. Mo Qingyun was just a disciple. For a disciple to kill an elder in such a domineering manner, this was still somewhat unreasonable. As expected, Tai Yueying sneered when he saw Mo Qingyun's actions. He shouted, "How dare you? Wang Chang is an elder of our sect. Even if he did something wrong, it's not up to you to punish him. You're provoking the Great Void Fire Array sect." Xing Hongtian and the others frowned when they heard Tai Yueying's words. They felt that Tai Yueying was using this as a pretext to make a fuss. His current actions were clearly to avenge Tai Qinghan's death. However, Mo Qingyun had indeed gone overboard. They could not blame Tai Yueying. Tai Yueying, great elder, is right. Mo Qingyun is too arrogant. Mo Qingyun dared to be so arrogant in front of the sect master and so many great elders. What would he do if he were in another place? We can't accept such a person into the Great Void Fire Array sect. Otherwise, we'll be raising a tiger and inviting calamity. A life for a life. Mo Qingyun killed Elder Wang Chong. He should pay with his life. Under Tai Yueying's lead, voices criticizing Mo Qingyun were heard from the crowd. Seeing this, Xing Hongtian immediately frowned, thinking about how to help Mo Qingyun. Compared to Xing Hongtian's headache, Mo Qingyun looked indifferent and did not panic. If Xing Hongtian and the others attacked him, he could hide in the combined Saint formation and set up another teleportation formation to leave. Therefore, it was impossible for Xing Hongtian and the others to keep him here. Seeing Xing Hongtian remain silent for a long time, Tai Yueying looked angry and suggested to Xing Hongtian, "Sect Master, this man is ruthless, indifferent, and bloodthirsty. His actions prove that I was not worrying for nothing. This kind of person must not be tolerated." Hearing Tai Yueying's words, Xing Hongtian's frown deepened. With a solemn expression, he said, "Supreme Elder Tai Yueying, I have my own decision. You don't have to interfere." Hearing Xing Hongtian's words, Tai Yueying closed her mouth and did not say anything more. Xing Hongtian replied to Tai Yueying, then turned to Mo Qingyun and said in a deep voice, "Mo Qingyun, you came to participate in the Great Void Array Conference. During this period, the Great Void Fire Array sect will protect your safety and will not allow anyone to touch you. However, the matter of you killing Elder Wang Chong will not be forgotten. Once you leave the Great Void Fire Array sect, take care of yourself." "Thank you, Sect Master Xing." Hearing Xing Hongtian's words, Mo Qingyun immediately thanked him. He understood Xing Hongtian's intention. Xing Hongtian's words sounded like he wanted to punish him, but in fact, he was protecting him. According to Xing Hongtian's words, as long as Mo Qingyun did not leave the Great Void Fire Array sect, no one could touch him. "Sect Master Xing, since the Great Void Array Conference is over, I will leave the Great Void Fire Array sect." Seeing that he had achieved his goal, Mo Qingyun did not stay any longer and immediately bid farewell to Xing Hongtian. Hearing Mo Qingyun's request, Xing Hongtian was stunned. He thought he had misheard. His words were very obvious, but Mo Qingyun still chose to leave. This puzzled him too much. Originally, he thought that Mo Qingyun had heard his words and would temporarily stay in the Great Void Fire Array sect and let the experts of the Sky Soul Demon tribe come to pick him up. At that time, even if the Bagua tribe and the Chiman tribe wanted to take revenge, they would have to think twice. Although he was shocked by Mo Qingyun's decision, since Mo Qingyun had said so, he could not persuade him to stay. "In that case, I wish you good luck." Xing Hongtian nodded and hinted to Mo Qingyun, reminding Mo Qingyun to be careful. "Okay." Hearing Xing Hongtian's reminder, Mo Qingyun immediately understood and flew out of the Great Void Fire Array sect. When Mo Qingyun left the Great Void Fire Array sect, he sent a message to Xuelong, asking him to leave with him. After a short while, Mo Qingyun and Xuelong met outside the mountain gate of the Great Void Fire Array sect. "Congratulations, Master. You have another Saint Array Master under your command." Xuelong did not go to watch the Great Void Array Conference, so he had not heard the news that Mo Qingyun had killed Wang Chong. Therefore, Xuelong instinctively thought that Wang Chong would definitely choose to submit to Mo Qingyun like him to save his life. The situation was indeed as Xuelong thought, but Mo Qingyun did not subdue Wang Chong. "I have already killed Wang Chong," Mo Qingyun replied indifferently to Xuelong's congratulatory words. His tone did not change at all. When he heard Mo Qingyun's words, Xuelong's body immediately trembled and his eyes widened. Mo Qingyun had actually killed Wang Chong instead of subduing him. This outcome was too surprising for him. At this moment, he could not help but feel some lingering fear and rejoice in his heart. It seemed that Saint Array Masters were not particularly valuable in Mo Qingyun's eyes. Xuelong understood this point and immediately put away his arrogance, not daring to put on any airs. Otherwise, he might end up like Wang Chong and become a dead soul under Mo Qingyun's hands. All right, let's hurry on our way. After exchanging a few words with Shuelong, Mo Qingyun directly walked forward, unwilling to waste any more time. As for bidding farewell to Zheng Xinhan and Secluded Well, Mo Qingyun directly gave up on it. He knew very well that if he bid farewell to Zheng Xinhan and Secluded Well, it might cause them trouble. Not long after Mo Qingyun and Secluded Well left, the people from the Bagua clan and Mystical Gate clan chased after them. Mo Qingyun is in trouble now. They killed Tai Ching Han and Yuan Huaqing. The Bagua clan and Mystical Gate clan will definitely not let this matter rest. Although Mo Qingyun is strong, he definitely won't be able to contend against the joint forces of the two clans. Mo Qingyun is a genius of the Heavenly Soul Demon clan after all. The Bagua clan and Mystical Gate clan will be in great trouble if they make a move against him. Seeing the actions of the Bagua clan and Mystical Gate clan, everyone began to discuss. While everyone was talking, Mo Qingyun had already left the Great Void Fire Formation sect and arrived at a huge valley. Chapter 2094. Mo Qingyun, I'd like to see where you can run to now. Blocking Mo Qingyun's path, Tai Mingshan revealed a smug, cold smile as he said these sinister words. In his opinion, since Mo Qingyun had been stopped by these people, it was basically impossible for him to escape. However, to Tai Mingshan's surprise, Mo Qingyun did not show any signs of panic. 19 saints, 26 pre-saints, and nearly 109 heavens Xian immortals. After calculating the combat strength of the people from Timing Mountain, a smile appeared on Mo Qingyun's lips. He said, Timing Mountain, you really think highly of me. You actually sent so many cultivators. Even I am a little touched. Yuan Huha sneered when he heard Mo Qingyun's words. He said proudly, Mo Qingyun, I advise you to surrender so that you won't have to suffer physical pain later. Mo Qingyun smiled and shook his head when he heard Yuan Hua's words. He replied, How can you be so sure that you can capture me with just these people? Have you never thought that you were able to stop me because I was waiting for you on purpose? Tai Mingshan and the others were stunned when they heard Mo Qingyun's words. Panic flashed in their eyes. They had never thought of this situation. If that was the case, they were in a bad situation. They had seen Mo Qingyun's formidable strength before, and it made them feel a chill down their spines. Elder Tai Mingshan, what should we do now? Attack or retreat? If Mo Qingyun is waiting for us on purpose, we'll be slaughtered if we attack. You don't know this kid at all. If he really has that kind of strength, why would he talk so much nonsense? That's right. This kid was extremely decisive when he killed Elder Wang Chong. I was almost fooled by this kid. He's too cunning. Tai Mingshan and the others talked and believed that Mo Qingyun was bluffing. He did not have the combat strength to contend with them. Mo Qingyun could not help but sigh when he saw the reaction of Tai Mingshan and the others. He shook his head and said, I wanted to spare your lives. Since you don't appreciate my kindness, don't blame me for what happens next. Mo Qingyun did not waste any more time with Tai Mingshan and the others. He summoned Qian Linglong and the others. Soon, a powerful saint aura appeared beside Mo Qingyun. So many saint realm experts. They're all middle stage saint realm experts. Yuan Huha and the others were shocked when they sensed the saint aura around Mo Qingyun. This situation was a little out of their expectations. It was something they had never thought of. Their side had the advantage in terms of numbers. However, they couldn't change the outcome of the battle when facing a sage intermediate stage expert. You just made a breakthrough in your cultivation. You need some battles to adapt to the changes in your strength. Now, use them as practice. After summoning Gong Pingyang and the others, Mo Qingyun instructed them to use Tai Mingshan and the others as practice partners. Yes, master. UD Hai and the others nodded when they heard Mo Qingyun's instructions. They then charged toward Tai Mingshan and the others. After instructing UD Hai and the others, Mo Qingyun looked at Qian Linglong and said, Linglong, don't be in a hurry to attack. If they try to escape, kill them. Don't let any of them escape. Okay. Qian Linglong nodded when she heard Mo Qingyun's instructions. She then focused on the battle. Mo Qingyun, like Qian Linglong, paid full attention to the battle after he explained the situation to everyone. Although Yu Hai and the others had high cultivation, if Taming Shan and the others went all out, Yu Hai and the others might be at a disadvantage. Therefore, what Mo Qingyun needed to do now was to assist Yu Hai and the others to resolve any potential dangers. Next, Mo Qingyun assisted Yu Hai and the others to kill Taming Shan and the others. Not long after, several Saint Stage powerhouses from the Timing Mountainside were killed. Taming Shan and the others were shocked when they saw this. They started to panic. At this rate, it wouldn't be long before they were all killed. The combat strength of Mo Qingyun and the others isn't something we can contend with. Retreat. Yuan Huha was the first to retreat when he saw the difference in their strength. He did not want to continue fighting. However, before Yuan Huha and the others could escape, a beautiful figure blocked their way. Then, a terrifying saint aura exuded from the beautiful figure. Mastery, Saint Realm Expert. Yuan Huha was shocked when he sensed Qian Linglong's aura. His face turned pale. He knew very well what kind of impact a Mastery, Saint Realm Expert would have on the battle. As long as Qian Linglong was willing, she could kill all of them with her strength alone. After stopping Yuan Huha and the others, Qian Linglong did not waste time talking to them. She immediately attacked them. Bang! 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 Yuan Huha and the others who were about to escape were severely injured and lost their combat strength. Taming Shan's face turned pale when he saw Qian Linglong crippling Yuan Huha and the others with just one move. There was no suspense in this battle. It was destined to be a massacre. Realizing the difference in their strength, Taming Shan did not want to continue fighting. He immediately asked Mo Qingyun, Mr. Mo, revenge breeds revenge. How about we make a deal? What kind of deal? After hearing Taming Shan's words, Mo Qingyun waved at Yu Hai and the others, asking them to stop for the time being. Seeing Mo Qingyun's gesture, Yu Hai and the others stopped and came to Mo Qingyun's side. Seeing Mo Qingyun and the others stop fighting, Taming Shan's expression relaxed. He looked at Mo Qingyun with a complicated expression and said, Mr. Mo, we were wrong before. If you let us go now, we'll forget about all our grudges. How about that? That sounds like a good suggestion. After hearing Taming Shan's suggestion, Mo Qingyun nodded in agreement. He looked thoughtful and said, You're right. Revenge breeds revenge. How long will it last? This will only make the hatred go on forever. After hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Taming Shan immediately looked happy. He thought that Mo Qingyun had agreed. While Taming Shan looked happy, Mo Qingyun's expression changed. He changed the topic and said, But I like this feeling. You guys can take revenge on me as much as you want. After hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Taming Shan and the others immediately vomited blood. They were extremely depressed. Mo Qingyun's logic made them completely speechless. Mo Qingyun ignored Taming Shan and the others' feelings and replied to Taming Shan. He then ordered Yu Hai and the others. Chapter 2095. Then, Timing Shan and the others fell into a situation where they were slaughtered like lambs. It didn't take long for Yu Hai and the others to kill Timing Shan and the others. After killing Timing Shan and the others, the seven-headed green Jiao dragon collected their corpses and prepared to devour them to increase its cultivation. Seeing that everything was settled, Mo Qingyun sent Yu Hai and the others to the Fortune mainland. After the battle earlier, they had basically adapted to the increase in their strength. Let's hurry. After everything was settled, Mo Qingyun took out the flying boat and hurried along with Qian Linglong. Then, Mo Qingyun and Qian Linglong rushed towards the 1,000 illusions at full speed. In the blink of an eye, 3 days had passed. While Mo Qingyun was rushing at full speed, The news of Tai Ming-shan and the others being killed reached the Great Void Heaven Fire Array sect. What? Almost 20 true Saint Realm experts from the 8 Trigrams tribe and the Mystical Gate tribe were killed in the process of chasing Mo Qingyun. Mo Qingyun is too terrifying, isn't he? Nearly 20 Saint Realm experts working together are still no match for him. This guy is only in the first heaven of the 9 heavens, Xian Immortal Realm, but his strength is already so terrifying. If he breaks through to the true Saint Realm, he will be even more terrifying. Don't provoke Mo Qingyun in the future. This kind of person is too dangerous. After hearing the news of Tai Ming-shan and the others being killed, the people from various forces were shocked. In a courtyard of the Great Void Heaven Fire Array sect, when Secluded Well heard the news about Tai Ming-shan and the others, he was also shocked. He said in surprise, "Miss Xinhan, we still underestimated Mo Qingyun's strength. From his strength he displayed, there are very few people on the Wasteland mainland who can hurt him." Hearing Secluded Well's words, Zheng Xinhan's face lit up with joy. She said excitedly, "Uncle Secluded Well, if we have Mr. Mo's help, will we be able to resolve the crisis of our tribe? I can't say for sure, but it will definitely alleviate the crisis of our tribe." Secluded Well replied to Zheng Xinhan's question in a serious tone. He continued, "Miss Xinhan, try your best to be on good terms with Mr. Mo. The fate of our tribe's future might be tied to Mr. Mo. Yes, I understand." Hearing Secluded Well's exhortation, Zheng Xinhan immediately nodded in response, a rare look of seriousness appearing on her face. At this time, news of Tai Ming-shan and the others' deaths had reached Tai Yueying's ears. What? Ming-shan and the others? After learning that Tai Ming-shan and the others had been killed, Tai Yueying's face was filled with shock, and his face was extremely dark. He didn't expect that before he could avenge Tai Qinghan, his clan would lose a few more lives. It was hard for him to accept this. Mo Qingyun, you've already touched this old man's bottom line. This old man will make you wish you were dead. Tai Yueying clenched his teeth in anger as he watched his tribesmen being killed one after another. He wanted nothing more than to skin Mo Qingyun alive. After saying this, Tai Yueying left her residence and flew out of the Great Void Heaven Fire Array sect. Just as Tai Yueying left the Great Void Heaven Fire Array sect, Xing Hongtian immediately received the news. He looked at Bo Haitu in front of him and said, "If nothing goes wrong, Tai Yueying should be chasing after Mo Qingyun. What do you think we should do?" When he heard Xing Hongtian's question, Boida pondered for a moment before replying, "I think that we don't have to do anything. Even ZK from the Dark Demon race suffered at the hands of Mo Qingyun. If Tai Yueying went to seek revenge on Mo Qingyun, she would only return in defeat. I really didn't expect Mo Qingyun to be the one who severely injured ZK and the others." Xing Hongtian couldn't help but sigh when he talked about the ancestral tomb of the Shaman clan. He found it unbelievable. He believed that even if he faced ZK and the others, it would be difficult for him to do what Mo Qingyun did. "Secmaster, let's not bother about Mo Qingyun's matter." Looking at Xing Hongtian's nervous expression, Bo Haitu tried to persuade him. Mo Qingyun's path of growth isn't something we can interfere with. If he wants to become an independent character, he still needs some tempering. Tai Yueying is going to hunt him down now. She can give him some training. Yes, that's true. After listening to Bo Haitu's words, Xing Hongtian nodded and agreed with Bo Haitu's point of view. Xing Hongtian and Bo Haitu changed the topic and stopped talking about Mo Qingyun. Following that, as time slowly passed, Mo Qingyun's matter gradually calmed down. In the blink of an eye, more than 10 days had passed. After more than 10 days of traveling, Mo Qingyun finally arrived at 1,000 Illusions. Let's go to 1,000 Autumn's mansion first. After arriving at 1,000 Illusions' territory, Mo Qingyun wanted to visit his acquaintances and take a look at 1,000 Autumn's mansion. Firstly, he wanted to catch up with his acquaintances. Secondly, he wanted to gather some information. Qian Linglong agreed with Mo Qingyun's plan. She thought that Mo Qingyun's idea was good. If they rushed into the headquarters recklessly and the dark demon race set an ambush, they would be in a very passive position. They would first go to Thousand Autumn's mansion to gather information and understand 1,000 illusions of situation. This way, they could be prepared. One day later, Imo, Qin-yun, and Bohai Tu arrived at Thousand Autumn's mansion. "Mr. Imo, you're back." Coincidentally, Imo Qin-yun had just arrived at Thousand Autumn's mansion when he ran into Qian Shuran and the other girls. When the girls saw that Imo Qin-yun had returned, they were all pleasantly surprised. They quickly surrounded Imo Qin-yun. They vaguely remembered Imo Qin-yun's unparalleled elegance during the Thousand Autumn's mansion's servant assessment. "Ladies, long time no see." Imo Qin-yun greeted Qian Shuran and the other girls with a faint smile. He felt a sense of familiarity in his heart. The girls exchanged a few pleasantries with Imo Qin-yun, then smiled warmly. They hurriedly greeted Imo Qin-yun. "Mr. Mo, please come in. The family head was still talking about you a few days ago." As soon as Qian Shuran and the other girls finished speaking, they led the way excitedly. At this moment, it was as if Imo Qin-yun was the only person in their eyes. Everyone else was like air. Qian Linglong smiled slyly when she saw this. She winked playfully at Imo Qin-yun and said, "Qin-yun, you're really popular with the ladies. No matter where you go, you're always surrounded by beauties." Ahem, ahem, ahem. When he heard Qian Linglong's words, Imo Qin-yun looked embarrassed and couldn't help but cough a few times. When she saw Imo Qin-yun's expression, Qian Linglong immediately covered her mouth and laughed. She didn't tease Imo Qin-yun anymore. Before long, Imo Qin-yun arrived at Thousand Autumn's mansion's meeting hall, led by Qian Shuran and the other girls. At this moment, the meeting hall was filled with the stewards of Thousand Autumn's mansion. Their expressions were solemn and serious. "Father, look who I brought." Qian Shuran walked into the meeting hall with a joyful smile on her face. She walked to the top of the hall. When he heard Qian Shuran's words, Qian Hongtu, who was sitting at the top of the hall, looked up at Imo Qin-yun. When he recognized Imo Qin-yun, he was stunned. He couldn't believe it. Chapter 2096. "Mr. Imo, you're back." When Qian Hongtu recognized Imo Qin-yun, he immediately revealed a look of ecstasy and went to greet him. He had a deep impression of Imo Qin-yun and had always remembered him in his heart. It couldn't be helped. With Imo Qin-yun's relationship with Qian Qiao, it was hard for him not to remember him clearly. More importantly, he had heard from some sources that Imo Qin-yun seemed to be close to Qian Linglong. This made his impression of Imo Qin-yun even deeper. "Patriarch Hongtu, long time no see." Seeing Qian Hongtu approaching, Imo Qin-yun nodded with a faint smile and greeted him. After exchanging a few pleasantries with Imo Qin-yun, Qian Hongtu made an inviting gesture and said, "Mr. Imo, the two of you don't have to stand around. Come over here and have a chat." Imo Qin-yun and Qian Linglong exchanged glances at Qian Hongtu and found a place to sit down. Imo Qin-yun sat down and asked Qian Hongtu with a curious expression, "Patriarch Hongtu, I saw that all of you looked grave just now. Could it be that Thousand Autumn Manor is in trouble?" Qian Hongtu and the others frowned when they heard Imo Qin-yun's question. Their expressions immediately turned gloomy. Obviously, Imo Qin-yun's guess was right. Thousand Autumn Manor was really in trouble. Qian Hongtu pondered for a moment, then said with a solemn expression, "Young Master Imo, to tell you the truth, Qian Manor is indeed in big trouble. We're discussing how to deal with it." Imo Qin-yun was unwilling to stand by and do nothing when he heard that Thousand Autumn Manor was in trouble. He said in a deep voice, "Patriarch Hongtu, I've been indebted to Thousand Autumn Manor in the past and would like to do something for them. If it's convenient, why don't you tell me about it? Perhaps I can help." Hearing Imo Qin-yun's words, Qian Hongtu's eyes lit up and a look of anticipation appeared on his face. In the process of interacting with Imo Qin-yun, he discovered that Imo Qin-yun's mind was extremely flexible. Perhaps Imo Qin-yun could really come up with a solution. Thinking of this, Chinchou Hongtu no longer concealed the truth. He told the truth. This is what happened from the beginning to the end. After the Dark Demon race attacked our clan, many monsters came to our clan. They bullied and humiliated our clan, causing our clan to fall into an abyss of suffering. As he spoke of his past, a pained expression appeared on Chinchou Hongtu's face. Obviously, that experience was unbearable for them to recall. Qian Linglong's face turned cold when she heard Chinchou Hongtu's words. Seeing Qian Linglong's actions, Mo Qingyun shook his head at her, indicating for her to remain calm. Under Mo Qingyun's gaze, Qian Linglong suppressed the anger in her heart, and her complexion gradually improved. At this moment, Chinchou Hongtu gathered his emotions and continued to talk about his past. He said, "When we were in despair, the sacred medicine esteemed came to the Chinchou Manor and helped us resolve the crisis. Furthermore, he took in all the female juniors in the manor and gave them guidance." When Chinchou Hongtu reached this point, his emotions were clearly fluctuating even more intensely. Noticing Chinchou Hongtu's abnormality, Mo Qingyun did not interrupt. He continued to listen to Chinchou Hongtu's story. Our clan was extremely grateful for the sacred medicine esteem's actions, and we worshipped him like an ancestor. At this point, Chinchou Hongtu's expression turned grave and his face turned pale. He said, however, some time ago, his temperament changed drastically. He wanted a disciple to serve him every day. Every girl who served him would become as thin as a stick and die suddenly. They looked like dried corpses. When he heard Chinchou Hongtu's words, Mo Qingyun's expression changed. He could vaguely guess what was going on. He hurriedly said, "It seems like the sacred medicine esteemed nurtured Miss Qian Shuran and the others to use them as cultivation furnaces. He was waiting for the right time to harvest them." Exactly. Chinchou Hongtu immediately nodded in response when he saw that Mo Qingyun had guessed the reason. He said with a pained expression, "Today, it will be Ran, and the others turn to serve him. I can't just watch them be drained of their blood essence and die." When they heard Chinchou Hongtu's words, Qian Shuran and the other girls' faces turned pale and their expressions turned gloomy. For a moment, the atmosphere in the hall became much heavier. Everyone felt like a stone was pressing down on their hearts. Seeing how Chinchou Hongtu and the others reacted, Mo Qingyun smiled at them in relief. He said, "Patriarch Hongtu, you don't have to worry too much. Since I've come to Chinchou Manor, I won't let the sacred medicine esteemed do as he pleases. Where's he right now? Take me to him." Mo Qingyun guessed that the cultivation of the sacred medicine sage, who sucked people's essence blood, shouldn't be particularly high. If he had reached the saint realm, he would not have bothered to devour the blood essence of Qian Shuran and the other girls. However, the difference in cultivation was too great. Even if he devoured their blood essence, it would not have much of an effect. When he heard Mo Qingyun's words, Chinchou Hongtu immediately panicked. He said nervously, "Mr. Mo, I know you're powerful, but the sacred medicine esteemed is a 9 heavens Xian immortal. It's best if you don't provoke him rashly, lest you put yourself in danger. There's no need to worry. He's only a 9 heavens Xian immortal. There's nothing to worry about." After learning about the sacred medicine esteem's cultivation from Chinchou Hongtu, Mo Qingyun's smile deepened. Seeing Mo Qingyun's attitude, Chinchou Hongtu and the others were stunned. For a moment, they did not know what to do. Looking at the hesitant Chinchou Hongtu, Mo Qingyun did not want to waste any more time. He directly said to him, "Patriarch Hongtu, in order to prevent that guy from escaping, bring me to him now." "All right." Seeing Mo Qingyun's insistence, Chinchou Hongtu did not hesitate any longer. He immediately brought Mo Qingyun to see the sacred medicine esteemed. With his understanding of Mo Qingyun, since Mo Qingyun dared to do this, he must be very confident. Then, Chinchou Hongtu led Mo Qingyun to the backyard of the Chinchou Manor. Now, the backyard of the Chinchou Manor had been completely emptied. It had become the private property of the sacred medicine esteemed. Soon, Mo Qingyun arrived at a small courtyard under Qianqiu Hongtu's lead. At this moment, there was a green-robed elder sitting in the courtyard. He must be the sacred medicine esteemed. Seeing Qianqiu Hongtu and the others arrive, the sacred medicine esteemed revealed a cold smile. He said, "Patriarch Hongtu, you've come at the right time. I have something to tell you." Hearing the sacred medicine esteemed's words, Qianqiu Hongtu and the others tensed up. They could not help but look at Mo Qingyun. The sacred medicine esteemed did not care about Qianqiu Hongtu and the others' actions. He continued unhurriedly, "I'm preparing to leave the Qianqiu Manor tomorrow. Tell the remaining girls to come to me tonight." Chapter 2097. Since you're already here, why are you in such a hurry to leave? Mo Qingyun walked to the front of the crowd and asked with a faint smile when he found out that the Saint Medicine Exalted was about to leave. As Mo Qingyun spoke, he looked at the Saint Medicine Exalted with contempt and mockery. Just as he had guessed, the Saint Medicine Exalted's cultivation wasn't strong. He was only at the 6th level of the 9 heavens, Xian, immortal realm. The Saint Medicine Exalted's face turned cold when he heard Mo Qingyun's words. He turned to look at Mo Qingyun. 1st level of the 9 heavens, Xian, immortal realm. The Saint Medicine Exalted sneered when he sensed Mo Qingyun's cultivation. His eyes flashed with disdain as he said, "Kid, it's already very rare for you to have such a cultivation at your age. However, you shouldn't meddle in other people's business." As soon as the Saint Medicine Exalted finished speaking, he released a wave of killing intent that pressed down on Mo Qingyun's body. It was obvious that Mo Qingyun's words had made him want to kill Mo Qingyun. Qianqiu Hongtu and the others didn't care about the Saint Medicine Exalted's actions. What they were shocked about was that Mo Qingyun's cultivation had reached the 9 heavens Xian immortal realm. They clearly remembered that when Mo Qingyun first came to Qianqiu Manor, he was only at the golden immortal realm. Mr. Mo's cultivation has broken through to the 1st level of the 9 heavens Xian immortal realm. In just over 10 years, Mr. Mo's cultivation has risen from the golden immortal realm to the 9 heavens Xian immortal realm. Such a cultivation speed is too terrifying. It's simply too far behind. If this continues, Mr. Mo will be able to reach the saint realm within 1,000 years. Knowing Mo Qingyun's cultivation speed, Qianqiu Hongtu and the others were shocked. The way they looked at Mo Qingyun changed drastically. Before the shocked gazes of Qianqiu Hongtu and the others, Mo Qingyun calmly looked at the saint alchemist. Then, he smiled faintly and said, "You are right. Sometimes, meddling in other people's business can indeed cause a lot of trouble. However, I like to meddle in other people's business. Bite me." The medicine sage's face sank when he heard Mo Qingyun's words. His expression darkened as he said furiously, "Originally, I didn't want my hands to be stained with blood before I leave the Thousand Autumns Manor. However, since you insist on seeking death, I can only grant you your wish." Ghostwood Thorn Prison. After the sacred medicine Exalted said those words, he raised his aged hand and grabbed at Mo Qingyun. As the sage medicine sage made a grabbing motion, a frightening burst of immortal spiritual energy erupted from his palm. Then, this burst of immortal spiritual energy engulfed Mo Qingyun like a dense fog. After the immortal spiritual energy engulfed Mo Qingyun, it turned into vines that looked like ghost claws and wrapped around Mo Qingyun. "Mr. Mo, be careful." Seeing this scene, Qianqiu Hongtu and the others were shocked. They were all worried for Mo Qingyun. In their opinion, Mo Qingyun's current performance clearly showed that he was powerless against the Saint Alchemist's attack. Seeing Qianqiu Hongtu and the others' reaction, Qian Linglong shook her head at them and comforted them. "Don't worry. With his strength, he can't do anything to Qingyun." Hearing Qian Linglong's words, Qianqiu Hongtu and the others were stunned. They were confused. Judging from the current situation, Mo Qingyun clearly did not have the slightest ability to resist the Saint Medicine Sage's attack. However, no matter what Qianling Long said, with the Saint Alchemist's strength, he couldn't do anything to Mo Qingyun. At this moment, Qinqiu Hongtu and the others were extremely confused. Seeing that he had succeeded in one strike, the sacred medicine esteemed revealed a complacent cold smile. He said, "Brat, after you die, this old man will take good care of the girl who came with you. You can die in peace." I gave you some face, and you still dare to take advantage of me." Hearing the Saint Alchemist's words, Mo Qingyun snorted coldly. He slowly raised his hand and punched out. As Mo Qingyun brandished his fist, an even more powerful force burst forth from his fist. Then, the ghost vines that trapped Mo Qingyun were instantly destroyed. You actually broke free from my attack." Seeing Mo Qingyun's performance, the Saint Alchemist's expression changed drastically. He stared at Mo Qingyun with his eyes wide open. With Mo Qingyun's cultivation at the first level of the Nine Heavens Xian Immortal Realm, he was actually able to easily break free from his all-out attack. This was too surprising. This girl is right. The Saint Alchemist really can't do anything to Mr. Mo. Mr. Mo is still as strong as before. Even when facing a 6th level Nine Heavens Xian Immortal Realm expert, he still isn't at a disadvantage. I knew it. With Mr. Mo's outstanding ability, how could he be defeated by the Saint Alchemist in one strike? Seeing Mo Qingyun's performance, Qinqiu Hongtu and the others were overjoyed. They were all excited. Even if Mo Qingyun couldn't defeat the Saint Alchemist, as long as he could contend with the Saint Alchemist, he would be able to resolve the crisis of Qinqiu Manor. Under everyone's shocked gazes, Mo Qingyun's expression became colder. He looked at the Saint Alchemist with a mocking gaze and said, "Since you like to devour other people's blood essence so much, I'll let you experience the feeling of having your blood essence slowly devoured." As soon as Mo Qingyun finished speaking, he summoned the seven-headed green Jiao dragon and let it deal with the Saint Alchemist. Then, a shocking saint aura exploded around Mo Qingyun. Saint aura. This is a saint stage demon beast. Sensing the seven-headed green Jiao dragon's saint aura, the Saint Alchemist's expression changed drastically. His eyes became hollow. At this moment, he finally realized what kind of existence he had provoked. Seven-headed green Jiao dragon. Don't kill him immediately. Devour his blood essence bit by bit. Let him experience the feeling of having his blood essence devoured. After summoning the seven-headed green Jiao dragon, Mo Qingyun pointed at the Saint Alchemist and ordered the seven-headed green Jiao dragon. "Yes, master." Hearing Mo Qingyun's orders, the seven-headed green Jiao dragon nodded in response and slowly walked toward the Saint Alchemist. Master, this saint stage demon beast is Mr. Mo's servant. Mr. Mo is too powerful. I haven't seen him in just over 10 years. I can't believe he has grown to such a level. It looks like Mr. Mo has been heavily nurtured by the heavenly soul demons after he returned. Hearing how the seven-headed green Jiao dragon addressed the Saint Alchemist, Qinqiu Hongtu and the others were shocked once again. They became even more excited. Then, Qinqiu Hongtu and the others became excited as they watched the seven-headed green Jiao dragon deal with the Saint Alchemist. Under the seven-headed green Jiao dragon's pressure, the Saint Alchemist master could not even move his body. He could only watch as the seven-headed green Jiao dragon approached him. Don't kill me." Seeing the seven-headed green Jiao dragon approaching him, the Saint Alchemist master's face was filled with terror. He frantically begged Mo Qingyun. However, Mo Qingyun chose to ignore his pleas. He didn't show the slightest bit of emotion. Let the seven-headed green Jiao dragon deal with this guy. Let's go. Seeing the seven-headed green Jiao dragon attacking the Saint Alchemist master, Mo Qingyun waved at Qinqiu Hongtu and the others. He then walked out of the courtyard. Chapter 2098. After Mo Qingyun and the others left the backyard, they returned to the conference hall. When they returned to the conference hall, the way they looked at Mo Qingyun had changed drastically. Although Qinxiu Hongtu and the others had already guessed that Mo Qingyun's strength would increase greatly after returning to Thousand Autumns Manor, they didn't expect this at all. However, they had never imagined that Mo Qingyun would grow to such an extent. This kind of progress was too frightening. Mr. Mo, you came just in time. Otherwise, Ran and the others would have been destroyed. Recalling the esteemed Panacea sage's actions, Qinxiu Hongtu couldn't help but worry for the girls. Mo Qingyun shook his head regretfully at Qinxiu Hongtu's words and sighed. It's a pity that I came too late. If I had come earlier, I could have saved the other girls. Qinxiu Hongtu and the others fell silent at Mo Qingyun's words. That was indeed the case. However, they couldn't blame Mo Qingyun. How could Mo Qingyun have known that Thousand Autumns Manor would be in trouble? Besides, given Mo Qingyun's relationship with Thousand Autumns Manor, it was already good enough that he'd help them. Now that Qinxiu Hongtu and the others were safe and sound, Qinxiu Hongtu and the others were more than content. Patriarch Hongtu, tell me about the 1,000 Illusions' current situation. After talking about Qian Shiran and the other women for a while, Mo Qingyun changed the topic and asked about the Thousand Illusions clan. Qinxiu Hongtu's expression immediately darkened when he heard Mo Qingyun's question. He said with melancholy, ever since the dark demons ambushed the main branch more than 10 years ago, the venerated forefather died and the saintess went missing, the various branches of our clan have been scattered. Some of them even established their own factions and fought for territory with the other branches. Now, our clan is like a pile of loose sand. The venerated forefather has died. Qian Linglong's face trembled when she heard Qinxiu Hongtu's words. Her eyes flashed with intense shock. Subsequently, Qian Linglong revealed a sorrowful expression. Seeing the change in Qian Linglong's mood, Mo Qingyun gently patted her hand and gave her some encouragement and comfort. With Mo Qingyun's consolation, Qian Linglong's expression improved a little. Her eyes flashed with a trace of gratitude. Although Qinxiu Hongtu noticed the change in Qian Linglong's emotions, he did not probe further. After glancing at Qian Linglong, Qinxiu Hongtu withdrew his gaze and looked at Mo Qingyun. He said, in addition, not long after the Dark Demon race took over the main branch, many mysterious experts came and secretly took control of some of the branches. They turned the members of the branches into their tools. After listening to Qinxiu Hongtu's explanation, Mo Qingyun revealed a look of understanding. He now understood the situation of the Thousand Illusions clan. Although the current situation of 1,000 Illusions was not optimistic, Mo Qingyun had imagined it to be better. Although 1,000 Illusions had split up, the overall combat strength of 1,000 Illusions did not seem to have been greatly reduced. After hearing what you said, I basically understand the situation of 1,000 Illusions now. Mo Qingyun nodded at Qinxiu Hongtu and comforted him. Master Hongtu, you don't have to worry too much about 1,000 Illusions. I believe that everything will return to normal soon. Qinxiu Hongtu and the others were stunned when they heard Mo Qingyun's words. They did not understand what Mo Qingyun meant. Mo Qingyun did not explain the confusion of Qinxiu Hongtu and the others. Instead, he kept them in suspense. In Mo Qingyun's opinion, it was not a good thing to tell Qinxiu Hongtu and the others about this matter. Based on Qinxiu Hongtu and the others' cultivation, coming into contact with this kind of matter would bring them a lot of trouble. At this time, while Mo Qingyun and the others were talking, the seven-headed green flood dragon wobbled back. Master, that guy's been dealt with. The seven-headed green flood dragon came to Mo Qingyun's side and reported to Mo Qingyun about the Holy Medicine Lord. Good. Mo Qingyun nodded in satisfaction when he heard the seven-headed green flood dragon's report. He then sent the seven-headed green flood dragon to the Fortune mainland. After sending the seven-headed green flood dragon to the Fortune mainland, Mo Qingyun's expression changed slightly. Suddenly, he thought of a detail and said, Master Hongtu, about the Holy Medicine Lord's death, asked the clansman to keep it secret. I still have some things to arrange. Okay. Hearing Mo Qingyun's instructions, Qinshou Hongtu immediately complied. There was a look of anticipation on his face as he said, Mr. Mo, if you have any instructions, I will immediately send people to arrange them. Mo Qingyun nodded. After pondering for a moment, he said, send people out to spread rumors that the Holy Medicine Lord has left the Thousand Autumns Manor, and the Thousand Autumns Manor is no longer under his protection. Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Qinshou Hongtu's expression changed. He guessed Mo Qingyun's plan and exclaimed, Mr. Mo, are you planning to use this to attract people who have ill intentions towards the Thousand Autumns Manor, and then catch them all in one go? That's right. Seeing that Qinshou Hongtu had guessed his plan, Mo Qingyun no longer concealed it. He said, I have important matters to attend to in the 1,000 illusions, so I can't stay in the Thousand Autumns Manor for long. Before I leave, I need to eliminate all potential threats. Mo Qingyun was very clear that once the news of the Holy Medicine Lord's death spread out from the Thousand Autumns Manor, those who had been intimidated by the Holy Medicine Lord's death would start to harbor ill intentions towards the Thousand Autumns Manor once again. Mr. Mo, thank you so much. Understanding Mo Qingyun's good intentions, Qinshou Hongtu immediately expressed his gratitude. There was a trace of gratitude in his eyes. Mo Qingyun helping the Thousand Autumns Manor to solve the Holy Medicine Lord's problem was already very difficult. Qinshou Hongtu didn't expect that Mo Qingyun would help the Thousand Autumns Manor get rid of other potential threats before leaving. This kind of consideration was really hard to come by. Mr. Mo, I'll personally make the arrangements for the matter you've asked of me. Qinshou Hongtu knew very well how important Mo Qingyun's request was. It was related to the future survival and development of the Thousand Autumns Manor. Qinshou Hongtu stood up and asked for instructions from Mo Qingyun. Then, he turned to Qin Shuran and the others. Arrange a place for Mr. Mo to stay immediately. No matter what Mr. Mo wants, please do your best to satisfy him. Satisfy all his wants? Qin Shuran and the others immediately blushed when they heard Qinshou Hongtu's words. It was obvious that they had misunderstood. Qinshou Hongtu didn't care about what Qin Shuran and the others were thinking. He left immediately after giving his instructions. Mr. Mo, please come with us. As soon as Qinshou Hongtu left, Qin Shuran and the others called out to Mo Qingyun and arranged a place for Mo Qingyun to rest. Chapter 2099. After a while, Mo Qingyun arrived at a quiet courtyard with Qin Shuran and the other girls leading the way. After bringing Mo Qingyun here, Qin Shuran and the other girls looked at him enviously. They glanced at Qian Linglong and said, Mr. Mo, we live in the courtyard next door. If you need anything, you can summon us at any time. As soon as Qin Shuran and the other girls finished speaking, they blushed. It was obvious that there was a deeper meaning in their words. It was too embarrassing for them to say such things in front of Qian Linglong. Okay. Mo Qingyun didn't think too much about what Qin Shuran and the other girls said. He nodded calmly. As soon as they heard Mo Qingyun's answer, Qin Shuran and the other girls blushed even more. They immediately said shyly, if that's the case, we'll go back first. Summon us if you need anything. As soon as Qin Shuran and the other girls finished speaking, they hurriedly left. They looked extremely cute. Let's go in. Seeing that Qin Shuran and the other girls had left, Mo Qingyun nodded to Qian Linglong and turned to walk into the courtyard. Do you know what those girls were thinking? You agreed so easily? Looking at Mo Qingyun walking in front of her, Qian Linglong first looked at him with disdain and blamed him silently in her heart. Although she looked at Mo Qingyun with disdain, Qian Linglong didn't say much and silently followed behind Mo Qingyun. After walking into the courtyard with Qian Linglong, Mo Qingyun and Qin Shuran sat down in the pavilion and waited for Qin Shuran's report. Perhaps it was related to the survival of Qinshou Mansion, but Qinshou Hongtu was extremely efficient and soon arrived outside the courtyard. "Come in." Hearing Qinshou Hongtu's request, Mo Qingyun responded and let Qinshou Hongtu and the others in. Soon, Qinshou Hongtu arrived at the pavilion and sat down to explain the progress of the matter. "Mr. Mo, I've already ordered people to spread the news. I believe it won't be long before it spreads throughout Thousand Spirit City." "All right." After listening to Qinshou Hongtu's report, Mo Qingyun nodded and replied, "All we have to do now is wait patiently. I believe that those who are coveting Qinshou Manor will soon be unable to hold themselves back." Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Chiaki Hongtu immediately nodded in agreement. That was indeed the case. A short while later, Qinshou Hongtu and Mo Qingyun had a short conversation before he left the courtyard. After Qinshou Hongtu left, Mo Qingyun and Qian Linglong discussed how to reclaim the 1,000 illusions. "Judging from the current situation, I'm afraid it's impossible to capture 1,000 illusions all at once." After learning about 1,000 illusions' situation, Qian Linglong frowned. Her heart was heavy. She knew very well that even if she and Mo Qingyun worked together to repel the dark demons, it would be impossible for them to reclaim the 1,000 illusions. However, many of the subsidiary forces had already fallen into the hands of others. It was impossible for them to submit obediently. "Since we can't reclaim them all at once, we'll have to do it slowly. We'll remove the dark demons control bit by bit." Hearing Qian Linglong's concerns, Mo Qingyun smiled faintly at her and began to explain his thoughts. "The dark demons are very powerful. Although the forces under my control aren't weak, it's still impossible for us to contend against them. Therefore, we'll have to do it step by step." Qian Linglong nodded and expressed her agreement with Mo Qingyun's words. She quietly listened to Mo Qingyun's explanation. Mo Qingyun paused for a moment to organize his thoughts before continuing. "Therefore, I feel that we can secretly take action and reclaim the subsidiary forces bit by bit. Once we've taken control of all the subsidiary forces, we'll reclaim the main force of the 1,000 illusions." Hearing Mo Qingyun's idea, Qian Linglong's eyes lit up. She felt that this method was very feasible. Although she knew that this method was feasible, Qian Linglong still had her concerns. She said in a deep voice, "The 1,000 illusions has many subsidiary forces. It'll be very difficult to reclaim all of them. Moreover, if we attract the attention of the dark demons, the situation will be disadvantageous to us. Don't worry about this. I have my own plans." In response to Qian Linglong's concerns, Mo Qingyun smiled in relief and began to explain his plans. After listening to Mo Qingyun's explanation, Qian Linglong revealed a relieved expression. Her heart that had been hanging in the air was finally at ease. After that, Mo Qingyun and Qian Linglong chatted for a while before returning to their respective rooms. In the following period of time, everything in the Thousand Autumn Manor was very peaceful. However, everyone knew that behind the peace was a storm. At this moment, the news of the Saint Medicine Sage's departure had already spread like wildfire in the Thousand Spirit City. "Have you heard? The super powerful consecrator of the Thousand Autumn Manor left a few days ago." "How do you know?" "Even if the super powerful consecrator of the Thousand Autumn Manor left, they can't possibly tell anyone about it." "What do you know?" "Many forces have planted informants in the Thousand Autumn Manor. So that's how it is. It seems like the news is true. The Thousand Autumn Manor is about to face a great calamity." "It's not a great calamity. It's just a change of ownership." Everyone was discussing the matter of the Thousand Autumn Manor. At this moment, in a mansion in the Thousand Spirit City, an old man was rushing over in a hurry. When the old man arrived at the mansion, he smiled coldly and reported to a young man, "Young Master Zhou Yang, the consecrator of the Thousand Autumn Manor has left. You can rest assured and make a move on the Thousand Autumn Manor." "Oh." "The Saint Medicine Sage, that old geezer, has left? Is this news reliable?" When he heard the old man's report, Zhou Yang's eyes lit up. A look of pleasant surprise appeared on his face. After a brief moment of pleasant surprise, Zhou Liang regained his calm. With a look of disinterest, he said, "The Saint Medicine Sage, that old geezer, has left. I'm sure the beauties of the Thousand Autumn Manor have been sucked dry by him. Even if we take over the Thousand Autumn Manor, it's useless." When he heard Zhou Liang's thoughts, the old man immediately revealed a mischievous smile and said, "Young Master Zhou Liang, there's something you don't know. Just now, I've sent someone to investigate. The beauties of the Thousand Autumn Manor are still there. They haven't been sucked dry by the Saint Medicine Sage." "The beauties haven't been sucked dry?" Zhou Liang immediately sat up. His face was filled with disbelief as he said in puzzlement, "With the Saint Medicine Sage's personality, there's no way he would do something like that. What's the reason behind this?" Zhou Liang stood up from the chair and placed his hands behind his back as he pondered over the reason behind this. After pondering for a while, Zhou Liang stopped thinking about it. He immediately instructed the old man, "Huang Wang, immediately send someone to the Thousand Autumn Manor to investigate." "Yes." After hearing Zhou Liang's instructions, the old man immediately turned around and left to investigate the Thousand Autumn Manor. Chapter 2100. Half a day later, Huang En returned to Zhou Liang's side. Seeing that Huang Wang had returned, Zhou Liang's face immediately lit up with joy. With an expectant look, he asked, "Huang Wang, how is the situation? Why did the Saint Medicine Esteemed leave the Thousand Autumn Manor?" Reporting to young Master Zhou Liang, the situation is basically clear. Under Zhou Liang's expectant gaze, Huang Wang also had an excited expression on his face. He began to report the information he had gathered. It is said that a few days ago, when Saint Medicine Guru was plucking a woman, he was discovered by a powerful martial artist from the righteous path. Then, the two of them fought for hundreds of rounds. Saint Medicine Guru was not his opponent and fled in fear. So it's like that. After listening to Huang Wang's explanation, Zhou Liang's face revealed a look of understanding. He knew why Saint Medicine Esteemed had left. He smiled and said, "It seems like Saint Medicine Esteemed will return soon. However, this is no longer important. When he returns, these beauties will already be mine. Congratulations, young master Zhou Liang." Upon hearing Zhou Liang's words, Huang Wang immediately congratulated him. While Huang Wang was congratulating Zhou Liang, his expression changed as he thought of something important and said, "Young Master Zhou Liang, this old servant has something to report. It said that a peerless beauty came to the Thousand Autumn's Manor yesterday, and she's even more beautiful than Qian Shuran and the others." "Oh, there's such a thing." Zhou Liang's eyes immediately lit up. The anticipation on his face grew even stronger. Qian Shuran and the others were already very beautiful. If this woman was even more beautiful than Qian Shuran, just how beautiful would she be? Thinking that there were women even more beautiful than Qian Shuran and the others in the Thousand Autumn Manor, Zhou Liang couldn't wait. "Immediately go gather people. We're going to the Thousand Autumn Manor right now." "Yes." Hearing Zhou Liang's orders, Huang En immediately went to gather people to head to the Thousand Autumn Manor. Not long after, Zhou Liang led some people and rushed towards Qian Shuran. Coincidentally, as Zhou Liang was bringing people to the Thousand Autumn Manor, the other factions also happened to be heading there. Most likely, while Zhou Liang was gathering information, the other factions were also gathering information about the Thousand Autumn Manor. It didn't take long for the various forces to arrive outside the Thousand Autumn Manor, and they completely surrounded the manor. Seeing Zhou Liang's group arrive, the guard immediately went to inform Qinshou Hongtu of their arrival. Knowing that Zhou Liang and the others had arrived, Qinshou Hongtu did not dare hesitate and immediately reported to Mo Qingyun. A few moments later, Qinshou Hongtu arrived in front of Mo Qingyun and reported the arrival of Zhou Liang and the others. "Mr. Mo, Zhou Liang and the others are already here. What should we do now?" Standing in front of Mo Qingyun, Chiaki Hiroto had a nervous expression as he waited for Mo Qingyun's instructions. Hearing Qinshou Hongtu's report, Mo Qingyun's face was calm. He waved his hand at Qinqiu Hongtu and said, "Don't worry, it's just a few small fish and shrimps. Let them jump around for a while and attract more fish and shrimps to join us." In Mo Qingyun's opinion, someone who could even intimidate the sacred medicine exalted could not possibly be that powerful. As soon as he heard Mo Qingyun's words, Qinqiu Hongtu's expression froze for a moment before he felt relieved. Mo Qingyun had a saint stage expert by his side. To him, Zhou Liang and the others were indeed just a few small fish and shrimps. In response to Qinqiu Hongtu's words of comfort, Mo Qingyun waved his hand and summoned Shuelong and Yin Peng. Shuelong, Yin Peng, secretly set up a few formations around the Thousand Autumn Manor. After summoning Shuelong and Yin Peng, Mo Qingyun instructed them to increase the defenses of the Thousand Autumn Manor. Mo Qingyun thought to himself that he should set up some array formations outside the Thousand Autumn Mansion. Once he left, he would have some means to protect himself. Yes, after hearing Mo Qingyun's instructions, Shuelong and Yin Peng immediately understood and walked out of the small courtyard. Qinqiu Hongtu was shocked when he saw Shuelong and Yin Peng walk out of the courtyard. He looked at Mo Qingyun and exclaimed, "Mr. Mo, are the two seniors who walked out of the courtyard also Saint Stage experts?" "That's right." Mo Qingyun did not hide anything from Qinqiu Hongtu's question. He nodded truthfully and said, "However, their identities are much more noble than ordinary Saint Stage experts. They are both Saint Array Masters." Saint Array Masters. Qinqiu Hongtu's eyes widened when he heard Mo Qingyun's words. His mind went blank. Saint Array Masters were extremely esteemed existences on the wild continent. Qinqiu Hongtu did not expect such esteemed experts to be Mo Qingyun's servant. At this moment, Mo Qingyun's impression in his heart underwent a great change once more. Mo Qingyun did not care about Qinqiu Hongtu's shock at all. He pointed to the stone stool beside him and said, "Patriarch Hongtu, sit down and wait here first. When everyone who covets Qinqiu Manor arrives, we'll go over and reap the rewards." "All right." Qinqiu Hongtu immediately nodded and looked at Mo Qingyun in awe. He nodded and looked at Mo Qingyun. At this moment, he finally realized how terrifying Mo Qingyun's intelligence was. While they were chatting, he had already devised a strategy and controlled the entire situation. Outside Qinqiu Manor, Zhou Liang and the others were unaware of Mo Qingyun's secret actions. They were currently arguing about the division of benefits. "No, I must take 30% of Qinqiu Manor's treasury." "Bah, why should I take 30% when you take 30%? Oh, how lively. I don't want 30% either. 20 will do. Wait a moment. I'm not here yet. Your previous division doesn't count." As more and more factions joined the fray, Zhou Liang and the others were unable to reach a consensus. As such, they did not dare to make a move against Qinqiu Manor. Just like that, the deadlock lasted for several hours. Only then did they reach a consensus. This was because there were no more factions joining the fray to oppose their previous division of benefits. I'll still say the same thing. I only want the beauties of Qinqiu Manor. I don't want anything else. Seeing that everyone had reached a consensus, Zhou Liang confirmed his request once again. He exuded an imposing aura. "I can accept young Master Zhou Liang's request." "Young Master Zhou Liang, what kind of request is this? If you like, I can give you 10 more beauties." "How about this? When the matter at hand is settled, I'll let young Master Zhou Liang choose any of the maidservants in my manor." Hearing Zhou Liang's words, everyone began to flatter him. "Thank you, everyone." Seeing everyone's attitude, Zhou Liang smiled in satisfaction and clasped his hands. "Qinqiu Hongtu, since you don't know what's good for you, we'll just have to take the initiative to attack." The faces of Zhou Liang and the others sank when they saw Qinqiu Hongtu's actions, and they revealed a strand of displeasure. After that, a young man at the third level of the Nine Heavens Profound Immortal Realm took the initiative to charge at Mo Qing Yun and said, "The people I fucking hate the most in my life are fellows that are more handsome than me and know how to show off better than me. You belong to that type of person. Young Master Qinghe, are you admitting that your appearance is inferior to his? Young Master Qinghe, why do your words sound even more pretentious than that kid? Can't all of you discern that young Master Qinghe is being sarcastic?" Everyone immediately roared with laughter when they saw the young man's actions, and they revealed their disdain towards Mo Qingyun. However, before their laughter could finish resounding through the air, they were all dumbstruck. All of them opened their eyes wide and their mouths agape. They didn't dare believe that Huang Qinghe, who'd attacked Mo Qingyun, would actually stiffen and fall before Mo Qingyun. Such a scene was too strange. If this was done by Mo Qingyun, then wasn't Mo Qingyun's ability a little too terrifying? He didn't even have to make a move to kill someone at the third level of the Nine Heavens Profound Immortal Realm. So how were they supposed to fight him? Did all of you see it clearly? How was Huang Qinghe killed? No, there wasn't even the slightest sign. Huang Qinghe's aura was directly severed. It was probably a soul attack. That kid's soul attack directly crushed Huang Qinghe's soul core. Could it be that this kid is skilled in soul attacks? Then he's slightly difficult to deal with. Because of Huang Qinghe's death, the gazes Zhou Liang and the other shot at Mo Qingyun had undergone an enormous change. Mo Qingyun paid no attention to the thoughts of Zhou Liang and the others, and his expression remained cold and indifferent as he said, "I'll say it one last time. If all of you don't want to die, then submit to Thousand Autumn's manner right now." When they heard Mo Qingyun's words, Zhou Liang and the others were stunned, and they didn't dare mock him like they did earlier. As he gazed at Zhou Liang and the others who remained silent, Mo Qingyun didn't stop speaking, and he continued to add, "Remember, this is your last chance. My patience is limited, and all of you only have 3 breaths of time to consider." As soon as Mo Qingyun finished speaking, he didn't say anything else, and he placed his hands behind his back as he gazed at Zhou Liang and the others with an indifferent expression. At this moment, Mo Qingyun gave others a dignified feeling as if he was an emperor. Strange, this kid's cultivation is clearly not high. So why is his aura so terrifying? Yeah. Chapter 2102. With a wave of Mo Qingyun's hand, a storm-like power of creation quickly gathered on his right palm. In the blink of an eye, the power of creation turned into a giant black palm, blocking the sun in the sky. Seeing that the light dimmed, everyone's expression changed drastically, and their bodies couldn't help but tremble. The aura of Mo Qingyun's palm was too terrifying. Under the pressure of this aura, they felt as if they were in an ice cellar, and even breathing became difficult. At this moment, they couldn't help but regret that they should have submitted like Zhou Liang and the others. Young master, we're willing to submit. Willing to submit. No, I don't want to die yet. I just came out of the immortal prison. I don't want to die so soon. You can't kill me. My master is a Saint Realm expert, and he also came out of the immortal prison. Looking at the giant palm pressing down rapidly, everyone's faces were ashen, and they spoke words of panic. Mo Qingyun chose to ignore everyone's performance, and his attack didn't slow down in the slightest. Boom! A loud sound came out. Following that, the ground shook, and the entire Thousand Spirit City shook. Seeing such a scene, the faces of Zhou Liang and the others turned as pale as paper. They were sure that if they were hit by this palm, they would definitely be crushed into pieces. Too terrifying. Seeing Mo Qingyun's powerful strength, Zhou Liang was so scared that his mind trembled, and his eyes were filled with shock. He said, "Is this guy really only at the first level of the Nine Heavens Xian Immortal Realm? Even if it's a late-stage Saint Realm expert, the power of his attack can't be more powerful." When Zhou Liang was in the immortal prison, he had seen a battle between late-stage Saint Realm experts and felt the terrifying pressure. Therefore, when Mo Qingyun's aura appeared, he thought of the power of a late-stage Saint Realm expert. Could this guy be a late-stage Saint Realm expert? Seeing Mo Qingyun's powerful strength, Zhou Liang couldn't help but think in his heart, guessing that Mo Qingyun might be hiding his cultivation. Otherwise, how could a person at the first level of the Nine Heavens Xian Immortal Realm have such terrifying strength? Mr. Mo, I can't believe he's this powerful. Seeing the power of Mo Qingyun's palm strike, Qinxiu Hongtu's eyes widened in disbelief. He knew that Mo Qingyun's cultivation level had skyrocketed, so his strength would definitely skyrocket as well. However, he still found it hard to believe that it had risen by so much in such a short period of time. As for the other people who had submitted to him, they saw Mo Qingyun's terrifying strength. They were all stunned on the spot. At this moment, all that was left in their hearts was relief and lingering fear. If they didn't submit, they would definitely die. After a short while, the storm in front of the Thousand Autumns Manor dissipated, revealing the scene inside. At this moment, the area in front of the Thousand Autumns Manor had been reduced to a massive crater that was several hundred meters deep. If it was someone who didn't know the situation and suddenly saw such a scene, they would think that this was a bottomless abyss. Under everyone's gaze, they could see that at the bottom of the pit, there were corpses lying everywhere. They had all been killed by Mo Qingyun's palm strike just now. Retracting his gaze from the crater, Mo Qingyun looked at Zhou Liang and the others and ordered, "The few of you, open up your soul consciousness immediately and let Patriarch Hongtu leave a soul brand in your consciousness." What? You want us to be branded with a soul brand? And by Qinxiu Hongtu? Didn't we submit to you? Weren't you the one who branded us with a soul brand? You want me to submit to Qinxiu Hongtu? That's absolutely impossible. The person I submit to is you. That's right. What right does Qinxiu Hongtu have to control my fate? I can kill him with a single finger. This request is too much. A warrior prefers death to humiliation. I can't accept this. Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, a few people voiced their dissatisfaction, unwilling to accept Mo Qingyun's request. Seeing these people's actions, Mo Qingyun's expression turned cold, and he directly slapped at them. A terrifying wave of immortal spiritual energy shot out from Mo Qingyun's palm and turned into a powerful palm shadow. Bang, bang, bang. Soon, these people were hit by the palm shadow, and their bodies were sent flying. When they landed on the ground, their auras had already been cut off, and their vitality was rapidly fading away. Obviously, they were all killed by Mo Qingyun's palm strike. Hiss! Seeing Mo Qingyun's domineering attitude, Zhou Liang and the others shrank back in pain and couldn't help but gasp. This was really a massacre at the slightest disagreement. After killing those people with one palm strike, Mo Qingyun looked at Zhou Liang and the others and said calmly, "I'm not letting you live because I think highly of your abilities. I just don't want to start a massacre." Zhou Liang and the others had looks of disdain on their faces. They were very dismissive of Mo Qingyun's words. You still don't want to start a massacre? This time, most of the people who came to invade Qinxiu Manor were killed by you. Although they felt disdain in their hearts, Zhou Liang didn't dare to say it out loud, and all of them remained silent. Looking at the silent Zhou Liang and the others, Mo Qingyun said slowly, "You can choose not to submit, but I can also kill you. There is no contradiction between the two." Hearing Mo Qingyun's words, Zhou Liang and the others wanted to cry, but had no tears. What kind of logic was this?